All right, guys, we're live. So it's the True Vapor Show, and we've got other guests appearing here shortly. But I'm Scott with ST Vapes, and y'all take it away.
Daryl Shergan, Quest for Vape, up in Long Island, New York.
Zachary with Vape in Moderation down here in hot Louisiana.
This is Dirty DeVoe up here in beautiful Maine right now.
Cool, cool. We actually got a little bit of a cool snap down here. I think it's only like maybe 80 degrees with the wind blowing, so compared to what it's been, it's like winter again. So.
So cool for you is like 85, a nice balmy.
Yeah, because you can walk outside here at like 10 o'clock at night and still think the sun's beating down on you. So, all right. Well, what's everybody vaping on today?
I'm vaping on this Apple Delight. It's like a caramel-covered apple from Ruckus. Got it with my sample box on the crown from UL, and this unnamed mod I can't mention because, you know.
It looks a lot like the Boxer mod.
No, this is similar to the Boxer mod, but not you know, trademark infringement and all that good stuff.
It's the mixed martial artist mod.
Could have fooled me.
Well, I'm rocking the Dark Horse on the IPv3 Li with a little waffle in the morning.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm vaping on my Sub-Zero mod, doing old school mech style, and I'm really enjoying. This is Holy Peach from Pure Lightning. Really good stuff. Holy Peach.
Awesome.
But also when I really want, I'm just gonna put this up there for mod envy.
Oh, wow.
You have to open it. You have to open it.
Okay. I'm going with the green batteries today.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Is that a series or parallel?
It's parallel. I'm not crazy.
Okay.
Okay. Says you.
If that was series, I'd be in. I don't have an RDA big enough to build for that if it was in series, but hey, watch.
I'm vaping on my old Reliable because I'm up on vacation. I was going to vape on my S6 Mini and my Limo 2 I built, but I dropped the Limo 2 and I think I popped the nickel coil that I had in there because I can't get it to read, and I don't have any nickel to rebuild here. So I'm ready my SIG 150 and my Kennedy. And I'm vaping on a couple DIYs that I have going on. Some custard and strawberry milk.
What's going on, Heavy?
Not nothing. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, shit, man. We just getting cranked up here.
Nice. Yeah, my computer decided it wanted to take a shit on me this morning and restart. So I was here on time. However, my computer decided to make me late.
It's all good, brother. You're here. So we kind of passed in introductions. So if you want to go ahead and throw yourself in there.
All right. My name is Andrew. I'm the Heavy Metal Vapor. I have a YouTube channel, obviously. Otherwise, I don't think anybody would know who I was. Today, I'm vaping on this cool-ass little box right here that I got. It is the Vigor, or Vigor, whatever you want to call it, box. It's a full 3D printed Series Dual 18650. And it gets rowdy, like almost too rowdy.
Nice.
Nice.
I figured you'd be rolling that 200 around.
Oh, I got it. It's right here.
Hey, can we get a close-up of that?
Yeah.
Thanks, Heavy.
Let me get this damn sub-tank. Everybody's seen a sub-tank.
Sub-tank, what's that?
Right.
That's the face of it.
What kind of chip is it running?
It's running a DNA 200.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's why we're asking about it.
Zach, that's like right up your alley, Zach.
Yeah, he's running it in a dual battery. I noticed they just came out with an update for the DNA 200 chip that allows you to run it with two 18650s instead of 3. So yeah, man, that's awesome.
I'm running it. I'm running it with a triple cell lipo, 1850 mile in series. It's a max amp 100C battery. So technically, if you wanted to, you could pull 100 amps off the battery without any vent problems.
Wow.
Nice. Daniel.
It's expensive, but I mean, I look at it this way. I know the dude that made this. If there is anything that goes wrong, he can warranty the battery through Max Amp. If the board goes bad, he can send it back to Evolve. He's an authorized Evolve dealer. So if anything goes wrong with this for the next 2 years, you know, it's a 24-month warranty, at least on the board. If anything goes wrong, he'll replace it.
Nice.
That's some good customer service.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Daniel that's joined us. What's going on, brother?
Hello, everyone. Good morning for all of you. Good afternoon for me.
Hey, buddy.
How are you today?
Good. What time is it there?
Here, 3 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So today I'm vaping my own DIY juice, of course. I'm vaping the Aromamizer RDTA on the IPv3Li VR.
Oh, look at you.
I'm vaping the Triton on the SMY60.
Cool.
And I'm vaping a dry Cantal coil on the S-Solo on temperature control.
Cool.
Temperature controlled Canthal.
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
And the tank is dry.
My IPv4, I don't know if y'all have had this problem. My IPv4 tries to do temperature control with Canthal.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. I mean, it sucks terribly, but it tries.
Have you got the new update for the IPv4? It goes to 120 joules.
Yeah, well, 120 joules. Whoa.
Yeah. Go into
No,
titanium mode, and you can jack that all the way to 120 joules.
Oh, I know it updated to 120 watts in power mode, but I don't use titanium. I don't have anything against anybody that does use titanium. If you want to, you know, it's a calculated risk. The whole fucking thing is a calculated risk, in my opinion. But to each their own, you know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't see the need to go away from nickel. You know, personally.
I'm using titanium coil in this one here in the Crown by UL.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Although DJ was mentioning that the dicodes wire is very similar to titanium in resistance coefficient, but has a much cleaner result. And what is that, nickel iron you said?
Yeah. NIFE, nickel ferrous. Yeah. I'm always using the dicodes wire instead of titanium. When I do my testing on newer devices, I use titanium. But then for myself, for daily usage, I always use the dicodes wire.
I heard people are starting to get into stainless steel.
That was DJ.
Yeah.
I have some stainless steel wire. I haven't built anything with it yet.
That's going to be the next video, right?
Yeah, I'm still doing my nickel build videos. I have a micro coil, the nickel contact coil. I have that. That tutorial is going to be my next one. How to build one of those.
I liked your nickel build. That was sharp.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of the different nickel builds to try to get, because the number one complaint everybody has about temp control of nickel is they can't get the vapor, they can't get the heat, they can't get the flavor. So I was playing, and it's true, if you build the standard coil for nickel that everybody knows how to build, you build it, it's going to be weaker. It's not going to be like a Canthal build. So I I took it upon myself. I'm going to keep playing with nickel. I have the SX Mini. I have a decent temp control device. So I was like, let me see what I can do with it. And then when I built the Clapton, I built the nickel Clapton coil. It's a 28 gauge nickel core with a 30 gauge exterior, all nickel. Put that in my SX Mini. I can run a single coil because you need like a DNA 200 if you wanted to run a dual coil Clapton, and I can only imagine the flavor and vapor you'll get off of that, because just a single coil on my SX Mini, it's awesome. At 475 degrees, it's very warm. You get a ton of clouds, a ton of flavor. So I figured I've been playing with that. I've been trying to get better at it so I can, I guess, share my knowledge to help other people who are wanting to get into temperature control and then have a decent experience with it.
I tried to build a Clapton titanium coil.
Yeah.
It took me two or 3 hours to build a tiny Clapton coil on titanium. Man, nickel is easier than titanium for that.
Why is that? Is it because the titanium is springier, or?
Yeah.
It's
Much
springier. Yeah.
And you can't torch it to make it more malleable. So.
No.
I guess.
If you torch the titanium, you will get a green titanium dioxide on it.
Yeah, and the same thing with that stainless steel. If you, because I have the wire. If you build and you glow that stainless steel, it leaves a toxic coating on the coil, so you have to rinse it. So if you dry fire that stainless steel before you wick it and vape on it, you got to rinse it off.
Is that the same stainless like they're running in the factory crown coils?
Yeah, but you don't pre-fire those. You just wick it and vape it. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dirty, send me a couple of those Clapton coils, and I'll duel something up with it.
Yeah, I'm building a bunch of strands. I'm just gonna do like little 6-inch pieces, and I'll clip them off. And I have a few people I'm gonna send some to, so I'll put you on the list.
Nice. I'll throw them on this 200 and vape them like I stole them.
Yeah, if you put it on 100 watts. I heard if you put those dual nickel Claptons on 100 watts and temp control, about 475, it's going to be an incredible vape.
Yeah, I'm digging these the stock Kanger heads. I mean, they work as advertised. You know, I can't complain with them.
Is that the new Kanger heads, the ones with the vertical coils?
You know, I don't know. I can tell you.
You know, I heard mixed things on those. I heard a lot of people that were trying the new coils say that the old ones were better.
No, that's horizontal.
No, the horizontal ones. The old original sub-tank coils, I never liked it. It was too tight of a draw for me. I guess if you're a mouth-to-lung hitter, you don't like a big pull, then they're perfect. But I don't know. I like the big airy hits. Yeah. I like flavor too, but it's just the way I smoke. I like to or vape. I like a nice hard pull.
Oh yeah.
Insert joke here.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Ever since I've got this Crown tank, man, you talk about go through some juice.
Yeah.
I've had 100 ml bottle normally lasts me about 2 weeks on a tank. Shit. That son of a bitch is just about, it's getting down quick, and I've only had that son of a bitch a week now, so. Oh, speaking of that real quick, I know some people are starting to put the videos out on that new smoke tank, but they say that son of a bitch drinks juice like nobody else's business.
Yeah, you know, Mark Fagan was, you talking about the quad coil one with the stock .15 coils? He said he was on our show Tuesday, and we were talking about that before we went live. And he said he went through about 15 mils of juice in 2 tanks, 2 or 3 tanks, and it was just like 2 hours.
Damn.
He said it's like every time, and that was only on the triple coil.
My
So
God.
I can only imagine that quad coil. It looks sick as shit, though.
Yeah, you better buy stock in a juice company if you're going to get one of those.
Or make your own.
Yeah, really.
That's basically why I got into DIY, because the money I was spending on juice once I got into sub-ohm and building my own stuff. And I like my builds around a 0.18 to about 0.23 is right where I am and where I like it. and with those builds, it usually just drinks juice anyway. So I didn't want to spend all my vape budget on juice. So I started to get into the DIY to free up my budget so I can buy more devices and atomizers and such.
Now, you're making your own stuff, or are you marketing your own stuff too, or you just kind of got your own little stash of what you're doing?
I'm just kind of doing my own little stash. I mean, I don't plan on selling anything. I mean, there's a guy, Tony Searing. He's one of my supporters on YouTube, and he was really cool to get me in. He's really what pushed me in to get into DIY, because I've seen all these recipes, and I was kind of like, what if I don't like it? How do I know this recipe is any good? So what he did was he gave me 3 15 ml bottles of his recipes. He made the recipes and sent it to me and said, if you like these, I'll send you the recipes. And I did. I liked all 3 of his juices, so I said, send me those recipes. And that's what I started with. I started working with the recipes he sent me, and it was kind of cool because I got to taste it before I was like, hey, let me even try to make this. So now I had a little sample to know what it's supposed to taste like when I'm done with it. So it's pretty cool.
Where are you getting your VG and PG if you use PG?
I just do VG. I'm getting it from Wizard Labs. They're out of Altamont Springs, Florida. It's basically anything under $75, I think it's like a $10 for shipping. But if you order over $75, it's free shipping. But it's pretty reasonable. I think my first order, I bought 500 mils of VG, 250 mils of 100 milligram nicotine in a VG base, and then a bunch of flavors, and then including shipping, I paid like $39. And so that was enough for 500 mils of juice for $39 with shipping. So I couldn't go wrong. I was like, I'll check this out. And then I made another order, which was just flavoring. I think I spent $21 just on flavors this last time.
Nice.
Nice.
Here in Portugal, I usually buy VG on pharmacy. Yeah, they sell VG.
Is it any decent VG or?
Yeah, 99.8% purity.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
About as high as it gets, right? At around 99. Nobody can claim 100.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's $8 for a liter, 1 liter bottle. So.
Yeah.
You guys are making me want to start DIYing.
The most expensive thing is the nicotine, really, because the flavors, like if you want to get into flavors, you can buy the little 8 ml bottles of flavoring, and those are like $1.50. So, and then if you want to get bigger, like you can get a 30 ml of flavoring, and I think that's only like $4 or $5. So it's like the flavorings and the VG are super cheap. It's the nicotine, and even the nicotine, I think that 250 mils, 100 milligram nicotine, which I literally use a drop or two. I'm at 3 nic or 1.5. I'll make them. So, and that was, I want to say it was $11 for 250 mils, and that's probably going to last me months and months and months making juice.
Yeah, once you start to DIY juice and you get some flavors that you like out of it, the first time you get a flavor that you like out of a DIY juice, it will make it much, much harder for you to click the buy button on any retail juice after that.
Yeah.
Because you just like $20 for this 30 mil, that's insane. It's just like way out there for price.
Yeah, that's why I've got the local shop that I go to. The guy that works in there that owns the shop, he also runs a juice company, and he's that mixologist for American Juice Company, and his house juices are phenomenal, and the price on them, it's like, well, you know, I get juice in for reviews and shit, so I'm not really into buying juice anymore, but if I do, I go to him, and I mean, I can get a 50 ml bottle for $12. So I don't know why in the hell I'd go anywhere else.
Well, I'm not into the DIY yet, but I am getting my juice from a place where I'm getting 100 ml bottles for $20.
Oh wow!
Yeah, shit, you can't beat that.
So that works for me right now, but I'm kind of like y'all. At some point, you know, graduating into everything, I'd like to get in that myself. So.
Yeah. Any one of you know Mother's Milk?
We know you do.
Yeah. I was making mother's milk, and then I found the mother's milk flavor. Now I don't need to mix all those flavors.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's what this is. That's well, Suicide Bunny Mother's Milk clone. That's what this is. I just had, which took me a little while to get.
So
all
you
the
mix
flavors.
all the flavors.
Yeah, exactly.
This one is already mother's milk.
Oh wow! Where's that? Is that only over where you're at?
No, it is made in France, but they say they are selling all over the world.
How much is that for that?
The brand is Solub, and I paid €2.40
Oh wow!
for a 10 milliliter bottle.
I'm
Sounds
writing
like
it down right now.
$4.50.
Yeah, I'm checking them out right now myself.
Everybody's getting their pins out.
This is how much mother's milk I made this time.
Damn.
Well, so that little bottle was concentrate. You just add a little bit of that to like DG. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Oh.
I used for 400 milliliters. I used 4.5 bottles.
Wow.
Yeah, because last time we talked, you were ripping through that other bottle that you actually bought.
The Milkman.
Yeah.
No, the Milkman I received to review.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I vaped this one in 3 days, and because I needed to review. Because if wasn't that, I think I wouldn't be vape this one in 1 day.
Now, Daniel, you got everything known to man over there. Why don't you have a freaking DNA 200?
Me?
Yes.
I'm waiting. I saw the Opus. When I saw the Opus, and I went to their site, it was already sold.
Yeah.
Now I'm waiting on the VT200. Looks better, the VT200.
Yeah.
I'm about to grab. There's a 3D print on iMaterialize from Mamu. That is a DNA 200 print. You got to build it yourself, but it looks pretty dope.
What is the site?
It's Mamu Mods, I think. MAMU Mods.
Yeah, Mama's got some good looking mods, man.
Oh, I found. I was waiting on the Hana mod also, but the Hana mod, the 200, looks like a piece of shit. Yeah. Did you saw the Hana mod 200?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Phenom, a guy in the Vaporium on the Hangouts, he showed us his DNA 200 mod, Hana mod, and the specs they give for it on the website, it's actually smaller than what they say on the website. It's actually the same size as the Sigeli 75 watt.
Really?
Oh.
Yep.
Oh shit! So it's this right here.
Yeah, it's basically that size with a DNA 200 in it.
Damn.
Which is not going to give you any kind of battery life, though.
No.
Because
No.
this son of a bitch right here has been a little disappointing already, which I knew it would be, but I had to try it.
Well, like for instance, this one, you know, I paid a nice chunk of change for it, or that's what they retail for. I didn't pay very much for it. I got a discount, but it's got a 1850 mile, and it sounds like, you know, oh well, shit, I can get better than that out of a single 18650. Well, there's 3 of those 1850 mile batteries ran in series, so I can vape on this at, you know, 70 watts, which is what I usually put my my Royal Hunter at. I can vape this at 70 watts for almost 2 full days.
Oh,
Nice.
Cool.
jumpstart your car if your battery runs dead.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's got a 100 amp limit, so yeah, I would imagine you could.
Well, I see Vapor Shark's about to, at some point in time, I know they're fixing to, they're going to put out their DNA 200. I don't know still yet what the battery situation is going to be with that one, and the only picture floating on that one is just on, I think it's on Reddit too. It just looks like it's just a
A
little
bigger
bigger version than that. So not as big as that one. Not as big as Daryl's piece.
Just old school. No thinking required.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of that thing on Vaporium, man. That thing is sick looking.
Oh, yes, somebody posted on Vaporium. I got to go on there.
I think it was. Hell, it might have been somewhere else. Oh, it was on.
Instagram, maybe. I don't know.
No, I think it was on Facebook.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did a Facebook thing on it too. I'm just pleased with it.
Yeah.
It's not as dangerous as it looks. It's in parallel, so but the guy did some cool artwork. All right, I'll put that away. Let's talk technical stuff. Sorry.
I don't know, man. If you were to hit somebody with that, it looks pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Self-defense too. It's good.
Stop a bullet, you can wear it on your chest.
Yeah. Hey, for y'all that don't know, and I want him to say about as much as he can on it, I know some of us know. Zach, tell us about what's going on with your situation right now, or what you can tell us.
Right. Well, there's nothing I can't tell you, or I haven't been advised not to tell you anything. But I did a couple of reviews on this boxer mod that I bought off of Shapeways. And I mentioned in both reviews that I bought mine off Shapeways. Well, right after I bought mine, the guy who creates this mod signed an exclusivity agreement for sales to a company named Ginger Vapor. And I know the owner, or one of the owners of Ginger Vapor, through a forum that we're both a member of. And he had a problem with my first review and was like telling me to take it down and edit out some parts on it and stuff like that. And I was like, nah, dude, I don't work for you. You're not paying me. Why would I do that? I do this for free. I don't even monetize my videos. And I said, look, I'll come with an update to it, and kind of go over the issues that you have with my review. And so I did. I came out with an update, and it explained the issues that he had with it, why they were there, the pros and cons, and everything. In both of my reviews, I recommend buying the mod. I think it's a great mod myself personally. It's still my go-to mod. In both reviews, I tell you it's a great mod. It's a good review. Well, he sent me a letter after that review came out, that update review, basically threatening me with a lawsuit if I don't pull down the video by this past Monday. So I posted a video just about that, because he has no grounds whatsoever to try and sue me for my review. And so I did an episode about receiving that paperwork because it's bullshit. Even if I was negative about the mod and was like, don't buy it or don't buy it from Ginger Vapor, he still has no position to threaten me with a lawsuit. And because I only had like 250 subscribers, it's not even like I'm when I do something, it affects a lot of people. And he tried to, my sales are going down every minute your YouTube video is up. So when I posted the video about getting the lawsuit paperwork, or the email anyways, threatening it, mad people were in the comments saying, look, I was going to get one. I was just waiting for my vape budget money to come around, but after seeing this, why would I support somebody like that? If that's the way he's going to treat people, then
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you get contacted by somebody wasn't it like Suck My Mod, Matt, or?
Yeah, actually, kind of everybody has been talking about it. I thought it was going to go under the radar. Like, I thought he was going to threaten me with a suit and nobody was going to hear about it because I'm a tiny channel with no reach. Well, it turns out that's not the case because a few of my subscribers know more people than I would expect that they know. And so they went and told, and Matt from Suck My Mod contacted me about it. He said, look, man, I'm in your corner. It's all, if he says anything or does anything, let me know, and, we'll do what we can to help you out. And apparently Matt from Suck My Mod has heard about it. Twisted has heard about it. Vaping with Vic heard about it. Who else? Dimitri and Phil. both heard about it, and they were all bullshit, you know, because if you go look at my reviews, they're both positive. I recommend buying the mod. I don't even say anything necessarily negative. There's a few cons with the device, just like there are with every device. But he just got fully upset and went way over the line, threatening me with a lawsuit. So I decided to make that public information and let the court of public opinion choose whether or not I'm guilty of doing something, you know, ridiculous, or if this guy is just being ridiculous.
You know, anybody who watches those 2 videos that you did will agree that it was a fair review. You were positive. You're using it. You were pointing out some things. You even get some workarounds and some fixes on how you could still, like, it's not that big of a deal, pros versus the cons. And then, you know, it's very obvious. So the way the guy handled it, I mean, hey, listen, he's in business. Every restaurant gets a bad review once in a while. You got to roll with it. And it just, I thought it was really funny the way he created a fake character on YouTube so that he could make his own comments and like he pretended to be an attorney in a top 10 international law firm, and he bought 4 of them already. It was just.
And one of the other things too I mentioned in an interview I did on Monday was, like, if he had just sent me a scathing email calling me a piece of shit and you know, my reviews suck and he doesn't like me and doesn't want people to see me, you know, all that would have been fine and I wouldn't have said anything about it. Just like I didn't say anything about him demanding I take down my first review. I would have just let it go, because you get hate as a reviewer. That's just part of the fucking business. But because he threatened me with a lawsuit and made me have to, like, call up people and see, is there any weight behind this? That's why I was like, no, people are going to hear about this. That's bullshit. You don't threaten a reviewer even if he did do a bad review, but I did good reviews, and you're going way, way across the line. I would have been happy with him just being like, you're a fucktard, you know, you don't know how to review shit, you don't know how to build shit. That would have been fine with me. You know, he could even go on a campaign on his page and stuff and deface me and whatnot like that. I would have been fine with that. You know, everybody gets hate, but threatening a lawsuit is way across the line.
Well, what it boils down to is you bought that with your money, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't given to you for free by anybody. Well, then he can go fuck himself.
And I don't even
because there is no way in hell he can tell you. He doesn't have the right, even as the fucking business owner, to tell you what you can and can't do in your private life.
Right. And I even mentioned in each review, like, a distinguishment that I got mine off Shapeways. But if you wanted to get one now, you'd have to go through Ginger Vapor. That's where they're being sold. Yeah. So I didn't even mention him in terms of, like, his product or his version of, you know, whatever, how he's building it. All I did was mention that that's where you get it. You know, how much it's going to cost you, where you're going to get it. That was it.
How much did you pay for it, if you don't mind me asking?
I only paid $1.30 for mine because I got the chip for $60 on a deal, the SX350J, and the enclosure was $70 delivered from Shapeways. So I paid about $1.30 for mine. You know, a little few pieces and parts here, contacts and wire and stuff. But I paid pretty cheap for it. If you get it through him. I'm not even going to mention, you know, what, because I don't even want to give him any more plugs. I feel bad that I even gave him the plugs in the first place. But
is he selling the build ones too, the ones you build yourself?
Yes.
That sucks. I would like to buy one, but not from that guy.
Well, on the plus side, Boxer, the makers of the mod, I like to mention 2 things since we're talking about it. The makers of the mod, Timu Kangas on Shapeways, they still make other Boxer mods, so don't take this as a slight against Boxer.
Yeah.
And they're coming out with a DNA 200 version of the Boxer mod that looks very similar, and I really like it. I might have to get it. So that's something to keep an eye on. The other thing is there's a guy on Facebook named Ginger Vapes. Vapes as in E-S, not vapor as in E-R. And he's been catching, like, backlash from people that think that he's Ginger Vapor. And so let me just mention now that Ginger Vapes is an e-liquid supplier. He has a really good reputation with his people. He contacted me. He was really nice about it. He wasn't upset that I was doing this. He was just like, if you could, please spell the distinguish, you know, me from him. So he's over on Facebook, Ginger Vapes, Vapes. Go check out his juice. Throw him a like or a follow so that it offsets whatever negative press he might get by accident.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, damn, I didn't know they were going to rock a DNA 200 and a boxer mod. That might be something, because I'm starting to get that itch to get one. I just don't know. The Opus was looking pretty good, but if they're going to put it in a boxer, I might have to go that route instead.
Yeah, and it's a shapeways print, so you still have to build it. But I'm available to do builds if you need it. Just order it off Shapeways and get it delivered my way, and I'll throw it together and throw it back to you.
Okay.
It's not a big process to throw a mod together.
Hey guys, I apologize. I'm about to drop off because I have to jump into a work call now.
Okay.
But I appreciate the invite and appreciate you guys having me on.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for coming.
Appreciate it. Hey, anytime. The invite's good to you, brother.
Awesome. You guys have a good one.
You do
All
the
right,
same, man. All right.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man. A business owner trying to, basically he's trying to big boy you into doing what he wants when you have no affiliation with him.
Right. Yeah. And one of the that's like the biggest thing that catches everybody who hears the situation thinks that I did a bad review, like I had a negative review, and so they're like, well, he should just accept it. And they also think he's the one who made the mod, so they're like, well, he should just accept it. That's bullshit. But when they find out that I did a positive review where I recommend buying it, and he's just a retailer, they're like, people's brains start to expand and explode because it's hard to understand where the frig his mindset comes from.
Yeah, when I saw your third video, I thought, I think I didn't watch correctly the two videos. Let me watch. Yeah, let me watch again because I can have missed something. And I rewatched both videos and I got what's happening?
Well, I'm just waiting on my cease and desist from Indulgence because I gave the Mutation X version 4 a garbage review. I would not recommend that thing to anybody, and I flat out said this thing is a piece of shit.
And you have every right to say that. You have every right to your opinion on whatever is in your hands being reviewed. So, fuck, that's...
Well, you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off. That's a big thing right there, too, because every one of us sitting here right now do reviews. And if you're constantly giving something a good review and you're not being honest about it, if I get the damn thing in the mail or I go somewhere and buy it and get home and realize, man, this thing is a piece of crap, what the hell is he talking about? It's just, I look for the honest people out there because I hate people that just keep lying about shit to get free shit. It pisses me off to no end.
Yeah.
And so, also, Ginger Vapes is sending me some juice. He said I could review it without being worried about a lawsuit, even if it's a bad review. He said that would be fine. He's totally cool with that. My honest opinion is what he's looking for. No threat of suit whatsoever.
At least he's got a sense of humor about the whole thing.
He like I said, Ginger Vapes is a good dude, and he's catching this collateral backlash. I feel really bad for him, so I'm trying to rep him as much as possible because he's, he was really nice about it, and there's no reason for him to catch any extra backlash just because Ginger Vapor wants to create some.
Yeah, because somebody's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think a lot of people like that, they have this mindset that if I start controversy, then my name will get out there.
Oh,
and as soon as Matt says my name, as soon as Twisted says my name, as soon as Nick says my name, people are gonna run to me and just empty their fucking wallets, and it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that worked great for AmeriVape and Hion, right?
Exactly, exactly. I'm gonna tell you what, the Vaping Bogan still that is still probably one of the funniest videos on YouTube when he talks about that rant about Hion. Like, send me a cease and desist. Please send me a cease and desist.
That's why
I will go outside and wipe my pet kangaroo's ass with it and send it back to you.
That's why I was telling these guys before we went off on air. You know, they were asking if anything else progressed from there. Honestly, you know, I hope it does. I hope he does send me some kind of paperwork because it'll give me 2 more episodes of news.
Hell yeah.
That's 2 more days of content right there.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's free content. Keep sending it this way. That's fine with me.
Hell yeah.
Well, hey, your damn your sub count has grown since then, though.
It went up 100 subscribers per night for the first 2 nights. That was out. And I already released another video so that it's not the first video you see on my page anymore. I'm gonna move on with my reviews and everything like that. I'm not gonna hang on to it like, you know. I honestly don't love the drama. I wish, and I told other people, they asked me what I would like to see. I wish he would just come out and apologize, rescind his threat of lawsuit, and I would tell my viewers that, and I would spread the message just as equally that he repented and was sorry for those actions, and maybe, you know, some people would be able to forgive him then.
You know, it's called eating crow. Everybody fucks up. There was a hospital in Atlanta, Georgia that reduced its lawsuits by like 90%. Because they changed one thing. You want to know what that was? With malpractice. They started apologizing when they fucked up and amputated the wrong limb or whatever they did. They apologized first. Instead of taking a defensive posture and getting all up in arms and having huge litigation, they just humbly said, listen, we're very sorry. And you know what? A lot of people have it in their heart to forgive if they're allowed to. We all have to do that sooner or later. So the guy blew, hey, listen, this is a very new industry. Most people in the vaping industry, whatever side they're on, retail shop, juice company, it's all brand new. It's a new frontier. So most people in it aren't experienced in business, and they don't know how to deal with a little bit of negative. And okay, overreaction. It's not impossible to come back from that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people said they would support him even more if he was, you know, if he was repentant like that, because it would show humility on his part. But, you know. With the outrageousness.
You have a lot of these guys that are, you know, especially like juice makers, and there's even mod makers out there. These guys are young, man. They're fresh out of high school. They don't have any real-world experience. You know, they've never had to earn anything because they came out of high school and they started 3D printing box mods, and, you know, now all of a sudden they've got a bank account with 6 zeros in it, and they think they can do whatever they want. You know, to them there's no consequences, and I'm not saying everybody in the industry is like that, because I know there's a lot of good people out there, but you've always got that. It only takes one bad apple to fuck up the bunch.
Well, and this is the time, like you said, it's a brand new industry. This is the time when some people are going to show themselves, some companies are going to show themselves as solid companies. They do their returns well. They communicate with their customers well. They communicate with their reviewers well. And some companies are going to self-destruct, you know, because they just can't handle the pressure of, like you said, the bank account starts to go up, and they're not, you know, they think all of a sudden now they're on top of the world and they can do what they want.
Yeah, they're invincible. They can say what they want, do what they want. It doesn't matter. No, they're, you know, my dad always told me that yes, you have the First Amendment right to say what you want to. This is America. You can say whatever you want to, but there are consequences to every action that you make, and freedom of speech comes with consequences. You can't just say what you want all the time. Eventually, somebody's going to put their hand on you.
Yeah. True.
Yep.
So I say what I want, but I'm prepared for an ass whooping for saying it. You know.
Yeah, and you know, if you preface yourself with, like, in terms of the legal arena, as long as it's clear that it's your opinion about something, you know, then you have absolutely nothing to worry about in terms of that. Just making it clear that this is your opinion is enough to absolve you from any threats.
Well, I think just the fact that you say you're reviewing something, that's a subjective thing anyways.
Yeah.
Well, and to add to that, me, Zach, and Andrew all live in the South, so guns are going to be into play here too somewhere.
Or the threat of guns.
I got up so quick this morning. I woke up so quick I didn't even grab mine. It's still in there on top of the safe. Normally, I got it sitting by me just in case.
Hey, real quick, what part of Alabama you in?
Mobile.
Okay, well, I'm right outside of Memphis, so we're not too
Oh,
far
okay.
from one another.
I'm all the way down in the swamp.
Yeah, when you move to the south, right, in order to get your southern membership, you have to go purchase a gun. That's part of the deal. I came originally from up north where they really don't like you to have guns a whole lot in Massachusetts. In fact, if you drive in, it has to be disassembled out of your reach in a trunk or in a compartment. So it was a surprise to me down here. But down here, they practically hand you one at the border.
Oh yeah, we used to give in Alabama at least. We used to give them out every time you bought a bottle of Jack Daniels. And give you a little 357 revolver and a box of shells and tell you to go have fun.
And Daniel, you can't even get in on the gun action, can you?
Sorry.
You can't even get guns where you're at, can you?
No, here is a little bit more difficult. But here usually we don't need guns here. I have license because I'm on a military, but I don't have a gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it
I don't have a gun. I got a shitload of guns.
One of my wife's more liberal friends came over and somehow my everyday carry gun was sitting on the kitchen table. And she was like, Jesus Christ, you just walk around and let guns lay all over the place and shit? She was like, that's ridiculous. One of your kids is going to shoot themselves. I was like, look, I've got a shitload of guns in this house. I'm not worried about, I've trained my kids properly that they don't touch guns, period.
Right.
My son's 9 years old, and he knows if I touch it, I better make sure it's clear first.
Yeah, my daughter's 10 years old, and she knows all about the gun that we have in the house. I used to have two, but I gave one away. Somebody gave me a rifle, and when I picked up my own weapon, I gave the rifle back to somebody else as sort of a gift. But she knows full and well what the gun does, what it's capable of. She's probably more scared of it than any of my more liberal friends from up north.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let me mention this real quick while I'm thinking about it. And Andrew, you're probably going to know about this because you're friends with Brett. Daryl is getting into action on supporting the smoker. You want to tell us a little bit about that, Daryl?
Oh, sure. Well, I saw Brett did a video. I follow him, and he's got good stuff on his channel. I follow all you guys. I saw Brett did this video, sponsor a smoker. Reviewers sponsor a smoker, and he mentions Billy, the Vaping Heathen. I know that guy. I watched his video, and he mentions JT from Vape Stars. So I watched that video, and so JT kicked it off, came up with this idea, and he got the seed of an idea from the Vaping Greek, Dimitri. And it goes, well, okay, we're all in business. Endorsements are important, and this person's sponsored by that Wick and Wire company. This person's sponsored by that juice and mod company. Okay, but what about us sponsoring a smoker? Because there's people who are struggling with it, and they not only need mentorship and guidance, and it's almost like walking through AA. I don't have personal experience with that. I probably should think about it but, from some of my videos. But in all seriousness, smokers need a transition. YouTube helps with that. Facebook groups help with that. It's those questions that you don't know to ask, and vape shops help with that. So Vape Stars JT kicked this thing off. Hey, find a smoker, somebody you don't know. We all probably vape it forward and give our old setups to people. There's a really big kindness in everybody's heart, especially if they used to be a smoker, because we really feel like this has helped us tremendously and changed our lives. So, but he kicked off this idea: find a smoker that wants to quit smoking and support them. If that means giving them your vape shop and you give them a discount on their first setup, and stick with them and follow up with them and give them discounts on juice when they come in, and put it on YouTube. Make a social media thing of it. So I love that idea. And I was up in Pennsylvania on Tuesday. I was doing my show from a vape shop, and then right afterwards I happened to be having pizza at a shop. Me and a friend of mine were talking about vaping, and the guy who works at the pizza shop came over and asked us if we owned a vape shop. And we were like, no, but we know a lot about it. What's up? And the guy smoked for 20 years, nice guy. And it was almost like he's like, he wanted some help. He wanted to know, can it work for me? I tried some other stuff, and it really didn't work. Is that the same thing? And so, like, we talked for a half an hour, and I said, look, buddy, I want you to get the best shot at this to quit smoking. Go to this vape shop. I was just there, and I called the guy on the phone. I said, Ryan, he's coming in tomorrow. And he went. He showed up yesterday. And I subsidized. I said, Ryan, if that guy shows up, get him a good setup, make sure he samples all the juices, find him 2 or 3 good flavors of juice. I'll throw $50 towards his purchase. And he did. He's vaping. The one caveat, I told Ryan, he has to get a video so I can put it on YouTube. And it worked out well. And me and this guy, Mark, are talking now, and I'm going to follow up with him. I've done this more than a dozen times, but it's always been with friends and families and former colleagues that always knew me as a smoker. Now that's a complete stranger, and like, yeah, it's a great feeling you get from helping somebody, and I think it's a good thing for us to all be looking for that person who, look, I'm not, if somebody works and they can buy their own setup, they should. They're smoking, they're spending money every day, they should accumulate 7 to 10 days worth of their smoking habit budget and invest. But for that person who's struggling out there and really needs a helping hand, why not? So that's basically it in a nutshell, and I hope it takes off. We're reviewers. You know what? However small or large your channel is, you have reach, you have influence, and you know, I may be a small channel, but I talk to a lot of other people who also have small channels, and the accumulation of many small voices is a loud shout. Hopefully, we can get something rolling with this because it's a good idea.
I've already been working on that. As soon as Brett sent me the idea, he sent me a text and said, "Hey, I came across this idea. I want to get you in on it. Plus, it's something for the channel, and it's just a good thing to do. I'm getting juice in to review on a pretty regular basis, and I mean I can't vape all of this shit. I've got 600 mils of juice sitting here looking me in the face, and half of it's gonna go bad." So I know my cousin, who I love to death. I don't talk to him nearly enough, admittedly, but I know he still smokes. And I called him and I was like, "Hey man, do me a favor, just go watch some of my videos on YouTube, just to get my views up." And he went and checked it out, and he called me back about 20 minutes later. He's like, "God damn man, I didn't know you did that." He was like, "I went to a vape shop and the dude was a dickhead. And he didn't help me. He talked to me like I was a child, like I was stupid. So I just turned around and walked out and went to Circle K and bought cigarettes." And that right there pissed me off so bad, I just about drove 15 miles to that vape shop just to get into that dude's face. It pissed me off. I'm a Southern boy. I've got a temper, and I'm not scared of the fight. And I was going to go in there and give that dude every fucking piece of my mind, but I said, you know what? Let me send him to a real vape shop, one where they're gonna give a damn about what you want, what you need. And I drove over there, picked him up. Me and him went to one of the other local vape shops that I happen to know the owners of, and I brought him a setup from my personal arsenal, I guess you could call it. I took him a Sigelli 100 watt. I took him an Atlantis V2 and rebuildable drip. Which one did I send him? Oh, the tugboat. And I took him over there. I said, "Look, here's this, here's this." I wrapped him a whole bunch of coils, and I told him, "This is how you do this. I've got videos up. You can just look on the internet. You can figure out how to wrap coils, and because he's a mechanical engineer, anyways, he should already be beyond that." But I can understand where this kind of idea is going to play a pretty valuable role in expanding, selfishly our own channels, but expanding the community more than anything.
Oh yeah.
You know what I like about that, Andrew, is you took him to a shop. Like, you could have, "Hey, come to my house, I'll show you," but then you become the source of knowledge, and then he's not tied into the community. So exactly. You go to the shop, lets him know where he can go if he can't get a hold of you, and that it's bigger than you, so it's not about you and your expertise. That was really cool.
I happen to know the owners of I live right here in Mobile Bay, so you've got one side of the bay is Mobile, and the other side of the bay is Daphne, and that's where my cousin lives, is in Daphne, and there's about 30 miles of difference in between he and I. But one of the shops that's here local called Cloud9, and I'll give them a shout out. Cloud9 Vapers, y'all are badass. They already know that though. But they opened up their second location in Daphne, like literally 3 minutes from his house. And I took him in, introduced him to the owner. I said, Kyle, this is my cousin. If he ever comes in here and has questions, take care of him like it's me. He said, no problem. I got you. So,
Awesome.
So he knows if he's having problem with, well, this thing isn't hitting like it was. And like you said, if he can't get a hold of me, all he's got to do is go up there and say, hey, is Kyle here?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, there's Kyle. Kyle, why is this thing not working? And I know for a fact that Kyle's going to take care of him just as good as I would.
And that sucks too, because a vape shop that doesn't really want to help you and just looking to get their pockets bigger, I mean, they're fucking, it sucks, because you really, if you don't get the help you need right off the bat, you're going right back down the street to get you a pack of cigarettes, and it's never going to work. So
yeah, because it's easy. You walk into Circle K, you say, hey, give me a pack of Marlboro Lights, and boom, it's there. You don't, you've been doing it. It's your comfort. It's your comfort pillow. All you know is, where's my lighter?
Yep.
That's all you have to know.
Business-wise, it sorts itself out organically over time. Those shops that are not serving their customers the right way and being ambassadors to the smoker and treating them as the highest priority, and nobody's stupid. Hey, listen, I may walk in the first day and I'm ignorant, but I'm going to learn real quick, and then I won't go back to that shop. But the disservice is the guy or gal who walks in and they feel alienated, they're not wearing the right clothes, have the right hair, have the right tattoo, and they walk out and go back to buy the cigarettes. That's the person that my heart bleeds for. And hopefully we can make an impact on the vape shops that they are the front line of who a smoker meets first.
Well, see, and here we have, I guess you could call it like levels of shops. We have the entry-level shop that's huge. I mean, they have every Ego product. They have every Cool Fire 2s, Cool Fire 3s. They have all the what the five of us would sit here and say, well, that's newbie shit,
Yeah.
But it all has its place. And then that's where I went and got my first vape from. And once I realized that, hey, there's another vape shop over here, I'm going to go check this out. And I walk in and this dude's blowing a massive cloud and he's only vaping 3 nic. And he's still it's still doing what he wants it to do. And I'm like, damn, well, can I get better flavor off of that? Yeah. Can I get more clouds off of that? Yeah. Well, show me more about this. Okay. And, the second shop I went to, now I have encountered some shops where, the guys are kind of standoffish. And as a matter of fact, I took a friend of mine, Frank. He's a former bandmate of mine. His mom wanted to quit. She wanted to go buy her a setup. So I took her in this vape shop, and it kind of disappointed me. They knew their stuff, and they had plenty of quality product and stuff like that. But the guy started pushing this $200 box. And I'm like, look, she doesn't need that. She needs something like this. She had tried Frank's Atlantis version 1, and she wanted something like that. So I hooked her up with the Atlantis, or the Kanger, not the Aspire CF sub-ohm battery, and an Atlantis version 2. And she had 10 packs of cigarettes in the damn freezer. There's still 10 packs of cigarettes in the freezer right now.
That's awesome.
And, if she had went in and bought that $200 box, she would have just been sitting there like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Oh, I know what she'd have done with it. She'd have used it for a fucking paperweight.
Exactly.
and felt ripped off. And people are very timid. Smokers are very, even myself, I was like a deer in the headlights. I was so terrified of even trying. So, like, I didn't ask questions that I wanted to ask. I wasn't very courageous when it came to vaping in the beginning, because I didn't know anything about it. I wanted to didn't want to sound stupid, and I bought stuff just like, oh, okay, if they pushed it on me, I bought it, and I felt taken advantage of afterwards. So it's a big burly guys will just act like meek little kittens because they're so terrified to try something new and get off their cigarettes, but they're so hopeful. It's really a big responsibility to work at a vape shop. I don't know if everybody understands that.
Yeah.
Maybe the solution is an app to rate the shops, like Foursquare, for example.
Yeah.
It can be a solution.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just as long as no cease and desist letters go out as a result of.
Well, I have to say, my first experience in a shop, I was taken care of. I walked in there. The first thing they asked me, "How long you been smoking?" Tell them. What are you looking to do? What are you looking to get out? Are you looking to quit completely? You know, vape a little while. Are you, what are you looking to do? I got so many questions asked that started scaring me because I was thinking, man, is it this much shit involved in just trying to vape? But I have to say, they really took care of me. They got me started on the right path, and they never did me wrong. Now, I know some shops you can walk into, just like Andrew was saying, they're looking to get their pockets bigger, so they're like, hey, get this right here, and this will take care of it right off the bat. So, and that's just not the case.
Those 18650 batteries scared the shit out of me when I first saw them, and I did not want to have that around my life. Like, look at that thing. And the guy was like, oh, look at this. I just did this build this morning, and he went like that, and he stuck it like near my face, and I was like, whoa, you're crazy, man. You're going to blow yourself up. Just give me one of those little simple things that looks like a cigarette, because I don't want to go. And then 6 weeks later, I was rocking something that sizzled like that. But that's the transition. So the first day isn't the day to impress people with your big cloud or your big sizzle on the coils. And, hey, getting into dripping right off the bat, that's a scary thing. Having a charger, charging batteries, you know what? The device is out now that you can plug in, like the sub box and the Aspire battery. I mean, those are so easy and simple to use. Get a good vape.
Oh, yeah.
That every shop needs to just have that variety. And let the customer, if you had the basic setup here, the intermediate setup here, and then the advanced setup there, and then just watch people, just sit back and see which one do they go to. Okay, that's the one they're probably most interested in. Talk to them about that. Don't steer them over here.
I've had the same experience where I went into a vape shop with a friend of mine who was just thinking about quitting smoking. They weren't even they didn't think that the vaping was going to do anything for them, and the people in the vape shop tried so hard to push a mech mod on. It was actually a couple, and I was like, dude, you can't do that to them. I almost got in a fight with this guy to stop him from recommending a mech mod and basically the future guarantee of burnt cotton to my friends. I was like, look, you need to sell them a variable wattage device. This was back a little bit before temperature control was hitting the mainstream and you could get temp control coils. I'm like, you need to sell them something that goes up to 30 watts, and that way they can find their vape, And he was like, no, this is the better. It's going to take, they're going to get the biggest hits from this and everything else. And I'm like, dude, they don't know if they want the biggest hits yet. They want something that works. Let them start with something reasonable.
It's not about it, and I mean, a lot of times, I said this in my video I put up yesterday on how I build and wick an RTA. We forget sometimes, the advanced vapors. We kind of forget where we actually came from. We came from ego batteries or cigalikes or something just to get us off of cigarettes, and we tend to forget that when we're looking at, I'm looking at a damn box right here that's got two 18650s running in series on a 0.4 ohm coil that I can blow fucking clouds with, and it's satisfying to me, but to my neighbor across the street who still walks around with an EVOD tank and it works for him, more power to him. A lot of us forget that we're a niche in the market. We're not the market. I can't tell you how many times I go in a vape shop and I'll be sitting around talking, shooting shit with the guys in there, and somebody come in and say, hey, I need some of that USA blend in 18 milligrams. And I'm sitting there going, 18 milligram. Holy shit, that is a lot. And the dude walks out, you know, and he's got like a iStick 30 with a little Nautilus tank on it, and that works for him. Yeah. You know, that's what got him. He may never progress past that. That might be the be-all, end-all for him.
Hey, I had a lady come in the shop last Saturday when I was in, and I about fell out of a chair. She requested 36, and I looked at her, my eyes just about popped. I said, "You have got to be freaking crazy. 36? Where the
I know a guy that started vaping 36. Yeah. He smoked 3 packs a day.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
See, when I first started, I started out on 24.
That was me.
Me too.
Yep. But,
you know, in all honesty, now I look back at it and I'm like, well, that's kind of stupid for me to have done. But I went to the gas station and bought a Finn electronic cigarette, you know, a little cig-alike, and I bought a pack of cigarettes at the same time, and I put those cigarettes in my pocket, and I told myself, I'm not going to open these until I absolutely have to. And I gave the cig-alike an honest chance. I said, okay, every time I looked in my shirt pocket, I grabbed that cig-alike. And those cigarettes sat in my shirt pocket for 6 months unopened. Yeah. And it worked. You know, I was paying out the ass for refillable cartridges, but I wasn't buying cigarettes. And that was my main thing. You know, my wife she's ultra supportive of me. She still is. You know, and you got to have some kind of support system behind you, whether it's your friend or your wife or, you know, whatever it is. You got to have some kind of support. And if you can't find that from your wife or your friends or whatever, you should at least be able to find it at a vape shop.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
A good vape shop, yeah.
Yeah. Andrew, how long did you smoke for?
15 years.
Okay.
And I was almost 2 packs a day for the last 5 of it.
My story, I smoked for 27 years. I've been free of it now for almost 2 years. But, and shit, now I've done forgot what I was going to say. Y'all go ahead. Had a brain fart.
I started out on one of those cig-alikes also, but it wasn't satisfying for me, and I think that's why when I went to a real device, I went all the way to the 24 nic or whatever it was, because I wanted to have so much nicotine that I wanted to put my vaporizer down. Because when you're used to smoking a cigarette and being done for an hour or 2 hours. Not like we're on that 3 and 6 milligram, but then we also don't put the stuff down at all. You know, we're used to like vaping this thing all the time, and that's not when you're a smoker, that's not your idea of satisfying your nicotine. Your idea is I should be able to take a few hits of this and then wait a little while before I need any more. So that high nicotine, you know, there's a reason for that high nicotine. It's for the people who are smokers and aren't looking to turn into vapors. You inevitably turn into a vapor, but that's not what you're thinking when you first started out.
Exactly.
Normally we reviewers, we got used to don't put our devices down because we need to vape them a lot to review, and other people with advanced devices can really put the devices off, even in 3 or 6 milligrams. But for us reviewers, sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah, I'll use that excuse too. I'm with DJ over there. It's because I'm a reviewer that I don't put this thing down.
Yeah. I'm evaluating this product. That's what it is.
That was sounding good there.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to start using.
Or maybe we started reviewing because we cannot put devices down.
I'm working here, man. I'm working.
That one sounded a little better right there.
I have used the excuse to my wife more than I would like to admit but I need this new dripper or I need this new tank so I can have something to put up on my channel.
Yeah.
She's like, you suck. You know that?
Oh, hell, hey, I just ordered something. Well, I got that new Sigelli, And well, at least people in the South know this of Longhorn Steakhouses.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, this was bought from Longhorn Vapor Company. My wife calls me the other day. She says, "When in the hell did you go to the steakhouse and pay that damn much for a steak?" I was like, "No, baby, it was from a vapor company."
She's thinking you serving two over there at the steakhouse.
Hey, I know what I was going to tell you. When I quit smoking, I had just bought a brand new pack of cigarettes, and to this day, it still sits in my truck, wrapped in the cellophane, and that's my little reminder. Every time I see that pack, that, you know what, yeah, I beat your ass. So
yeah,
that's what I was trying to get at.
And
well, see, I started. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it feels really good. That's one of the things I think everybody gets over that hump when they don't feel like they want a cigarette anymore. That is a hugely gratifying feeling, and for you to be able to look at a cigarette or look at somebody smoking and not feel like you need a puff of that is so gratifying. And I think that's what turns most of us from just vaping to quit smoking to vaping as a lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, and plus, you have this unbelievable community full of such a diverse array of people. I mean, for God's sakes, we've got people just in this chat from all corners of the country. Then we also have one man from across the pond that I've never met in my life, but I guarantee you, he and I could sit at a bar drinking beers and have a conversation for 3 or 4 or 5 hours. You know, and it's like we automatically know each other. I have never met another person smoking Marlboro Lights that I could sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah, you don't talk about like, oh, did you see that Marlboro came out with those new shorts, man? I want to try
exactly.
They got the special blend and stuff. Nobody ever had that conversation.
Exactly. But
those new crappy pictures of lungs and cancer.
Yeah. Did you see the warnings they put on there?
Yeah.
But like, I
they
guarantee
didn't stop any of us from smoking.
Well, I mean, it's like this. Everybody put in the side chat what juice you're vaping on right now, and I guarantee you within 2 weeks, one of us will have at least one of the bottles mentioned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, there's such a diverse collection of people that it's, I've met more people, and I only started my review channel, 3.5 months ago. I've met more people than I can even count. Yeah,
Exactly.
and I've never had a bad discussion with any of them.
Well, just like me and Daryl were talking about it, we talked about it, I think, on the last show. I thought I was having a little bit of a midlife crisis because I started hanging out at the vape shops. I'm 43 years old hanging out with kids that are like 26. But we've got stuff to talk about because we both vape, and the age goes out the window. Because
exactly.
You can sit there and talk shop with this stuff down there all night and not get sick of it. So, it is a great avenue that everybody sticks together. I've never met a dickhead yet that vapes.
Well, I've met some of them, but those are the ones you kind of disassociate with.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear something funny?
Bring it on.
Yeah.
So, a couple of months back, I took a road trip. I was going from New York to Miami for the Vape Expo, and I planned, okay, I'm going to do a big Quest for Vape road trip, and I'm going to take my time going down there, stop. Every day I'm going to stop in a different city and hit a vape shop and do a little video. And, that was my plan, and it was just me. And then I grabbed a buddy of mine who's got a good camera. He came along. He doesn't even vape. He just wanted a vacation. And then another guy who's a friend of mine that I know only from vaping. I know him out at shops. He's 19 years old. He's a nice guy, came on the road trip with me. Now, this is where it gets funny. He's like, hey, dude, I'll take some vacation time from work. If you don't mind, I'd love to jump in on that trip. I was like, sure. And I thought nothing of it. And then he's like, oh, when you come to pick me up, do you mind coming in the house and meet my parents? And I was like, I'm 43. And I'm taking a road trip to Miami with a 19-year-old. This guy's closer to my daughter's ages than he is to my age. And I still didn't think anything like, now I get, hey, how you doing? Mr. and Mrs. blah, 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 very nice to meet you. And his parents were like, they were so formal. They were like, well, it's very nice to meet you, and we heard a lot about you. And they were like, so you're going on vacation with our son, and you're taking a road trip to Miami, and how do you guys know each other? And I was like, oh, wow, yeah, that could be weird. I'm like, well,
Are we going to see our son again?
we're going to a vape expo. He didn't tell you that? And they were like, no, he didn't. But they were all of a sudden really relieved. They were like, oh, it's a vaping thing. That all makes sense now because I'm going to be hanging out with our 19-year-old son and going on vacation in Miami. This is a little bit weird. And I was like, oh, man, that would have been so weird. If my kids came to me with some bullshit like that, I'd be like, absolutely not. What are you, crazy? But so anyway, it was a good trip. And it was all vaping related. But that missing piece, his parents just didn't get it. They were like, there's something not kosher over here.
Yeah, like there's this guy my son has met online, and now he's meeting up with him. You've heard the stories, right?
Yeah.
So we're getting him to come to the house because, like, before he kills our son, we're gonna probably kill him.
Yeah, like son, is there something we ought to know?
Everybody in your area is looking at their phone like waiting on a fucking Amber Alert or something.
Hell yeah.
This guy came and kidnapped my son. God only knows what he's doing with him.
Something about vaping, is that some new XXX thing or whatnot?
Yeah.
What kind of fetish is that?
Yeah.
Awkward, but then it all made sense in a moment. The paradigm shift was, oh, okay, that's why. But yeah, it's like what Andrew was saying. You hang out with people elbow to elbow, you never would have run across in your entire life, and all of a sudden, instantly, there's karma, there's friendship, which is cool.
Because we've all slayed the beast.
Yeah. And what do you think about people that didn't smoke before getting into vape? Because I know a friend that didn't smoke before, didn't do drugs, and he jumped right into vaping with 0 milligram juices, and he's totally into vaping. What do you think about that?
I support. I support that kind of thing because you not just it's not just for quitting smoking anymore. We've become a subculture, and so so I can understand people wanting to join that subculture. This is certainly a better subculture to join than many of the other ones that are out there. The bar, going to the bar every night is not an awesome subculture to join. Starting up smoking anything really. It's probably not the best subculture to get yourself into. So yeah, man, that's if you're gonna jump into a subculture, then I think vaping is probably one of your healthier options.
Well, too, I even see it as, because the bullshit story I hear to all this is, I'm worried that if whoever starts vaping is then going to say, okay, now I want to get into cigarettes. If you start vaping, because I can speak from experience, if I started vaping first and then tried a cigarette, I'd be like, man, cigarettes taste like shit.
Yeah,
what the hell would I go to that?
What flavor of liquid is this? Is this ass shit and puke off or something? What's wrong with this?
Like water from the toilet.
It's probably safer for you to just lick an ashtray at the bar. You'll get all the flavor of a cigarette with none of the remorse.
Yeah, I've got a friend who started vaping zero nicotine, never was a smoker, but he binge eats and hits the ice cream and hits the sweets and the Snickers bars, and I didn't know any of that, but and he told me his cravings, he doesn't get food cravings anymore because he gets that little bit of, and there's no sugar in it, and he gets that out of his system, and he doesn't binge eat like he used to, which is interesting.
Well, I don't know. After that video you put up yesterday, you made some folks want to do a little binge eat with your damn desserts and shit.
That's my thing. I sit here and I vape on these real rich custards and stuff like that. That's really my flavor profile. That's right down my alley, like cheesecakes and stuff like that. Anything that's real heavy on the cream and stuff like that. It's like I start looking around the house and I'm like, God damn it, why don't we have cheesecake? Or why is there no yogurt sitting around the house?
What did you start off on as of like a flavor profile when you started vaping?
Tobacco.
Okay.
Me too.
See, I started on coffee flavors and stayed on coffee for damn near a year and a half, and I finally got burned out on it. I said, you know what, I'm gonna try something fruit-wise. And then when I got on the fruit, I was like, man, there's no way I can go back to the coffee shit now.
Well, my Cigalike, I tried I tried the blue cig-alike in the icy menthol or whatever the hell they call it, and it was okay. It was a change of pace. You know, I never was a menthol smoker. I smoked Marlboro Lights, and I found that Finn Bold kind of it had a decent flavor. Then I walked into a vape shop and bought my first actual vape, and I tried. Shit, I probably tried 30 different flavors, and I landed on a mixed berry. It was like a house blend mixed berry of it was called Echo Berry, and still to this day it's good juice. You know, even though I've tried top shelf premium shit, you know, the your Five Ponds Black Flag Fallen. I've tried it. I've had bottles of Sir James from Lazarus Vintage. And these are like $30 a bottle. They're supposed to be the top of the top, but I could still go to that shop and buy a 50 ml bottle of Echo Berry and be fine with it. And it's probably 90 PG. It's probably just straight PG and flavored, but it was decent. And then I started experimenting with God only knows what.
It took me a couple of months for my taste buds to grow back or something. I tried the custards and the desserts, and I couldn't even taste them. They tasted very bland, and they didn't do it for me. I needed that tobacco flavor with honey, or a lot of the fruit flavors. I didn't like them, but they were one of the few things that I would vape on and I could actually taste. So something was going on. Like I needed an experience when I vaped. And then after a couple of months, I started being able to taste the nuances, and I'm more of a darker, like the desserts and the custards myself. But you know, I get sick, I get burned out on those, I get sick and tired of those. After a while, I go on a fruit binge for a few days or a few weeks. Then I go back to my custards and desserts.
I'll tell you what surprised the hell out of me. I went into to this guy's shop, and he's got his top shelf line, and he was like, "Man, I saw you started doing reviews. You know, why don't you review some of my juice line?" I was like, "All right." So he gave me 2 bottles to review, and one of them was something that I would never in my life imagine me vaping on, and it was a key lime pie. And I vaped it the first time, and I was like, "Holy shit, I'm in love!" And I'm telling you, for the next, I don't know, 3 weeks, I could not get enough lime. You know, I was drinking cherry limeades, and I wanted my wife to go to the store and make a key lime pie and shit like that. Just everything had to have lime in it, because that juice was so fucking good. But I've kind of started mixing it up, and I've almost come for full circle, because right now, currently, my favorite juice is Smoked Custard Plus from Nick's Blissful Brews, and it's a custard tobacco flavor.
Huh.
And it is fantastic. It's expensive as shit, but it's fantastic.
How much does that run?
It's like $22 for a 30 mil.
Gotcha.
But
that's what I hate about this damn Crown tank. When I put the real good shit in, and I know I'm gonna love it, it's not gonna last me but a day.
Yeah.
Break the bank real quick.
Well, see, I've got my buddy Klaus from Fluid Vape Shop working on a clone right now, and if anybody can clone it, Klaus can do it.
Well, I need him to clone Jimmy the Juice Man. That's some good shit right there. That definitely.
Which is your favorite one from Jimmy the Juice Man?
Oh shit! Why you want to ask me that right now? It's that whatever flavor, whatever they call the one. It's strawberries and apricot. And dude, something about it, man. Just.
I'm not a big strawberry guy. Admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of it.
That's one of my bigger. That's probably one of my bigger likes right there. That's my all-day thing anyway. The custard I can only do just a little bit, and of course when I'm doing the custards, I'm just dripping that. But
see, I'm a big old fat boy. I like my sweets. It's better to. I guess it's better for me to vape 30 mils a day of blueberry cheesecake than eat 30 mils of cheesecake a day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've also found myself eating less sweets around the house. Most of the time now, when I go to get a snack, I'm looking for a salty snack. I don't think they make a salty vape. I don't know if it would taste good for a salty vape.
They do. They do, because if you get like a peanut butter flavored one, which I've had, you can taste the salt in that shit.
Really?
I've actually had I couldn't call the name if you put me on the spot, but I was at one of my local shops and I was trying some different tobacco custards that they had, and the dude was like, "Try this salted caramel. It's fantastic," and you could actually taste the salt in the caramel. I don't know how in the hell they did it, but it was balanced. You know, like the salt didn't overpower everything. But it was actually really good. I didn't buy any, of course. I bought the tobacco custard. But
I tried bacon flavor a couple of months ago. Bacon flavor was also salty.
Yeah, I would expect so.
Wow.
my wife just sent me a text, ST, and said your voice sounds like that of Captain Spaulding from Devil's Rejects. She said, I really like his voice.
Hey, I'll get the tattoos lined up on my head, and then I'll really have it going, right?
You should do your next show in full clown face paint.
Hell yeah. Hey, now I love the Devil's Rejects. That's an awesome movie right there, too. So.
Yeah. She just sent me a text and said, the bald guy sounds like the clown from Devil's Rejects. I like his voice.
I have to go watch that movie now.
Have you never seen it?
Dude,
holy shitballs.
That's a Rob Zombie movie right there, kid.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
And the first Halloween rendition that Rob Zombie did was better than the first Halloween.
By far. That is the only movie out there on this planet that kind of had me like... Because scary movies are normally pretty funny to me, but I actually kind of sat there and see like, oh, shit, it's about to be on right now. So.
Yeah.
I saw Rob Zombie was the first concert I ever went to, and he graduated from my high school.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. He's one of the two only famous people that graduated from my high school, but I remember being like, oh shit, Rob Zombie from here? Maybe this ain't a great school. I should be
Now you're one of the three famous people, right?
What's that?
I said you graduated from there, so you got three famous people from your high school.
Hopefully, if I become a YouTube star, that would be pretty nice.
That's what I was just fixing to say. If I ever make it big, I'll be the only person people would know.
Just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Hey, Andrew, would it be okay if we talk a little bit about the show that you guys do with some other very interesting folks? It is called Never Heard of Them.
Yeah, sure.
I've caught it a few times. It's really good. Watch
Sure.
it. They run long, but they're awesome.
I'm an open book, man. I don't hide from anything.
Well, I have to say this. I caught y'all's last show. The one you were trying to hit me to come in, and I apologize. I worked second shift, so I was at work. So if you ever throw an invite out, I'll have to hit you on the weekend. But, dude, y'all had me fucking rolling, man. Y'all, it was a good setup there that y'all had going that night.
Yeah, I don't take that show too seriously. It was one of those things where like I had never been on a Google Hangout, and I bugged the shit out of Mark to let me on the show. You know, I'm like, God damn it, man! I need some subs. I need to get my voice out there. You know, and so I had been talking to Brett from Southern Gentleman, and he was like, well, just email him. You know, he'll let you in. He lets everybody in. I said, okay. So I emailed him, and he sent me the link. And I had so much fun that night. We sat on the damn Hangout for like 4 hours, and I had so much fun. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do one of these on my channel. So I contacted Brett, and I was like, look, I want you to come on every week. You're as of right now, you're the only standalone co-host that's gonna be there, and we'll switch it up. We'll get some other people on, and we have since had we've since had some pretty decent success. I think we're getting about 200 views on our replay on average.
Nice. Nice. Good show. Though. Good.
I don't like looking at the clock. I like I like it to feel like it's just 4 or 5 dudes hanging out at a bar, sitting there talking shit,
Oh yeah.
Hey, you know what? I start watching you guys, and before I know it, a couple hours has gone by, and I don't even notice the time. I've just been like really enjoying the show, and it's cool because you guys don't have any dead air. There's a good chemistry between you guys. His humor comes out like, it's awesome. He does awesome juice reviews, but he's always so like,
he's stiff,
methodical, and talking clearly, and he's so focused. And then he's on the show with you guys, and he's busting out with some hilarious stuff. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We have I actually Mark was on this last show, and about halfway through, about at the hour mark, I noticed that Abby Vapes was in the chat. And I just threw it out there. I was like, hey, if you want to come on, email me at, Heavy Metal Vapor 1, and I'll send you a link. So she actually emailed me, and I was like, well, fuck it. I sent her a link, and she came on, and I was like, and the rest of the show was us sitting back trying not to laugh our ass off because Brett's sitting there like, hey, Abby, what are you doing? Like, man, god damn. And as soon, we sat on the hangout after for about an hour, and she was like, okay, well, I gotta go. And as soon as she left out of the room, it was like crickets for about 5 seconds. And then we noticed she was gone, and we were like, Brett, what the hell was that, man? Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
That's awesome.
We've been giving him shit. I love Brett to death. He's one of those guys, you can tell he's real genuine. He's got a really good heart.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny, man. He's young, he's only 21 years old, so he doesn't he hadn't learned some of the finer points in life. Us distinguished gentlemen have.
Oh man. Yeah, y'all definitely had me rolling. Y'all were working in the sound effects at the perfect time with everything. So
oh my god. Mark, that goddamn soundboard, man. I don't know how I can lock that feature so those kids can't play with the toys, but I'm going to have to figure it out, man.
Because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning here when I was watching by the time I got in. And I was like, oh shit, I got to keep kind of quiet. Everybody's asleep in the house right now. They're going to wonder what the hell's going on in here.
Yeah, we're I think in the next couple of weeks we're going to have Hank Vapes on 1 week. I'd like to have each one of you on if at all possible. I know I've got a plate full of people, a whole plethora of people that I would like to have on. But Mark, Mark kind of got pissed off at me because he's like, man, I've been emailing Abby for like 3 weeks trying to get her on my show. She comes in and in 5 minutes she's on. That's bullshit. And I was like, hey man, look at his face. Look at his face. Can't say no to this, man.
That's awesome.
Hey, how do you guys, you and DJ, how do you get that logo across the bottom of your screen like that? I was looking at the toolbox and I can't seem to figure it out.
You need to have the Hangout toolbox.
Yeah, I got that.
Lower third.
Then is the first option.
Yeah, the little head with the circle around it.
Yeah.
Click on it, and then it'll say lower third off.
Oh, see, mine's not highlighted. It's like
yeah, you need to write something.
Yeah, type something in those two tagline boxes.
Yeah.
Save that.
If I start messing with too many things, weird stuff's going to go on with me. Me and Scott are like poking our way along through this technology on the interweb stuff, but we're figuring it out.
Do y'all see that right there?
Yeah.
Are you smiling?
I need to get that shit. Oh, see, now I don't be able to get the damn thing I'll watch.
We had it. There's also in the same place on here that you have the sound effects and stuff. You also have the crazy Like you could put a crown on or a bozo head or stuff like that. And I told Mark, I was like, one night we need to do a full show of nothing but everybody have on a weird costume. Like the monocle with the mustache, and I wish they'd put a top hat on there. That would be the shit.
Now I got some shit stuck on me.
Oh, I'm being invited to use the Draw app. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get shit off of mine. Damn it! Yeah, that shit's still new.
No, I'm not messing with it. Something bad's gonna happen.
But yeah, we have a good time, man. I told him from the get-go, I was like, look, the minute this starts feeling like work, I'll cut it off at the hip. It's not going to be work. We're just going to sit here and shoot the shit, and that's going to be it, you know.
Definitely.
And if something just happens to come up, you know, like I enjoy having Mark on there because he usually has a lot of product in hand from different vendors and such. So it's good to have somebody that has a lot of product to be able to say, well, Mark, what do you got on your desk that's interesting? And, you know, allow the conversation to kind of organically grow from there.
It is nice to have somebody that's got, you know, all the nice goodies out there that using the show too to kind of show what's going on out there with everything. Yeah. And not just the review channel itself. So.
Well, and I also feel like, you know, I can say things on the live show that I might not necessarily say in a video, just because if a company sends me product for review, like for instance, I had a juice company send me a full line of a brand new line that hadn't even been released at the point that they sent it to me, and 3 from an existing line that they had, and one of the flavors was it was so disgusting. I hated it. I gave it away. Like I vaped maybe 2 milliliters of it and gave the rest of it away because it was disgusting. You know, 90% of what I vaped was on the actual video, and it was like a lychee berry flavor or some shit like that. So I had to be a little bit more indirect with saying this flavor is gross, you know, on the video. But when we get in a setting like this, I can say the flavor was shit. You know, the flavor was there. It's not my profile, but I thought it tasted like piss. Like for instance, this right here, you'll never see a review on this on my channel. The Originals, Radio City. It's supposed to be red velvet cake, and it tastes like red velvet dog shit. So I feel like it's a little bit more candid when you're, you know, you actually get a feel of who the person is instead of, like you said, Quest, Brett kind of seems stiff on his videos, but when you get him on Hangout, he kind of opens up a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the whole reviewing thing is tough. People don't realize what I'm sure you guys have all had it. Some of these companies that you're starting out and they're so hopeful, and they think like their success or failure hangs in the balance of like my review. Like I'm not that influential, but it's like, hey, did you get the juice? When's the video going up? Relax, I just got the juice like 5 minutes ago. I haven't even had a chance to vape it. All right, just calm down. And if I don't like it, now I don't have to like the flavor, but I want to see if it's good quality. Is it what it says? Is this something I'd recommend to somebody to buy and they wouldn't punch me in the face after they wasted their money on it or not? And if I get something that isn't good at all, like maybe they over-flavored it or they didn't steep it long enough or it's just they used that peppery, crappy nicotine, I don't want to hurt them. I let them know what I didn't like about it, and I'm not going to do a video because I don't want to embarrass them, and my channel is not about negative bashing. If somebody tried to make the effort, like the worst that's going to happen is I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to promote it. I'm only going to promote stuff that I feel if it's your flavor profile and you buy it, you won't feel like that guy Quest for Vape, you know, steered me wrong. I don't want people to feel. Now that's going to happen once in a while also. It's happened to me, but you know, you do the best you can to try and pick the quality things that you have been given, and that comes with gear too. We don't get everything for free. I spend way more money on stuff just because I want to put interesting content up. But if something's bad, look, if it's hazardous and dangerous, and it could potentially like hurt you, I'm going to talk all about that.
Yeah,
But if it's
cool.
just, you know, not my favorite box, but somebody else bought it and they love it, then who am I to say whether it's good for them?
Yeah. Well, go watch my Mutation X version 4 review.
I can't wait to.
I basically told them, you know, this thing is fucking garbage. Would I recommend it to anybody? Nope. It's not the build quality. It's the fact that I have to. Okay, this it's kind of counterintuitive because I'm vaping on the dark horse right now, and you have to you kind of pay attention to what you're doing with atomizers like that with massive airflow and stuff. But my favorite atomizer, hands down, is the Tugboat. Because I could take this unicorn bottle, if it was full, I could take it and just sit here and squeeze the shit out of it and just dump juice in there. I don't have to look at my coils. I don't have to pay attention to how delicately I'm doing it. I want my shit to be as simple as possible. And for me having to open that thing up, there's no juice well in it. There's no, there's very little room to build on that deck. And they made a miniature version of it, which is even more stupid.
Yeah, over dripping is a problem with the Mutation, but you kind of got to expect that with bottom air holes but yeah, it leaks like a sieve.
And like you guys were saying, you kind of have to feel strongly about anything that you review. If it's just something that you feel like, this ain't for me, then like the whole editing process of your videos and publishing, uploading, adding tags and stuff like that, you're not going to be encouraged to do all that work if you don't feel strongly about the product. Either you like it or you really, really dislike it. Anything that falls in the middle, it's not that us as reviewers don't want to do bad reviews, it's that why even put the effort into putting up a review when we don't feel strongly about it one way or the other?
Exactly. The only thing I'll put a negative review up on is a hot seller. And what I'll do on that is like, because of course I'm big into sub-ohm tanks. I've gotten a tank or two that for somebody on a budget maybe that, hey, they can't afford to go out and make the mistake, especially if they're ordering online. Right. So I try to give that honest opinion out there. Look, if you get this is what your experience is probably going to be like. So just be aware of it. And I tell you what, I can't tell you how many comments I've had of people going, man, thank you so much for putting that review up because I was just about to hit the purchase button and I think I'm going to try something else. I don't think I want to jump into that right there.
I got a lot of comments like that, a lot on my Smoke M80 videos.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of comments. I was just about to hit the purchase button, or for example, I just get it, and it is reacting junky as you are experiencing. So I'm gonna send it back. So way many comments thanking me for the videos.
Well, I've got like this has become one of my favorites, a staple in my everyday vaping arsenal, this Royal Hunter. And I cannot speak highly enough of this without sounding like I got paid to do the review. I mean, I'm serious. I love this thing. It's 4-post. It's got a decent juice well to be as small as it is. The airflow, for me, wide open is perfect. It can be restricted down. It's got a 510 drip tip adapter. The only gripe I have with it is the fact that you get lip gunk and funk and all kinds of shit all over that stock drip tip that comes with it. Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna fanboy out on it, but it's a product that if my cousin who I got into the vaping business, if he came to me and said, look, I want to buy a new rebuildable, what should I go for? I'm going to send him to that Royal Hunter because it's not going to break the bank. I paid $20 for mine, and I got it on with a coupon code from Instagram, and the price is right. Even full price, it's only what, $35, $38, something like that. It comes with, it's easy as hell to build on. All the pros are there and none of the cons. So I can't speak highly enough of it. So you're inevitably going to have, you know, somebody say, well, I don't like it. I think it's a piece of trash. Well, then that's your opinion. You know, I don't like my IPv4. I gave it a good review because it's a decent product, but I also paid for it. So I have high expectations out of everything I buy.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And that's why the guys that have smaller channels that aren't getting, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of product from companies and vendors and manufacturers, you know, you have to kind of take their reviews with a grain of salt when you can look at, you know, the smaller channels out there and say, well, this dude paid $49 for that, so if something's fucked up about it, he's gonna tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And just like I was saying to what? God damn it, I can't think of your name right now. You know, for a company to send you basically a threat of lawsuit because of your opinion, fuck them, man.
Yeah.
Get fucked. You know.
Oh, yeah.
And that's pretty much the universal opinion. There's a thread about it on Reddit, and about, I would say, 97% of people are like, fuck that, that's bullshit. There's a small group of people that are like, you know, you're just giving them free press. You're probably doing this for them and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, man, I don't work for anybody. I'm doing this totally for free just because if it converts one person from smoking to vaping, then my whole channel is a fucking resounding success in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, when a company contacts me requesting a review on a product, I always have this text that I copy paste, and I always advise that I always get very technical on my reviews, and I always speak all the truth on the device, and I really stand that to the company first before I get the product to review. And some companies, they contact me, I copy paste the same text, and I don't heard about them anymore. So.
And if they don't like that, they don't have to send it to you.
Yeah, and I mean that's the ones that you really don't need to be reviewing product for anyways, because if they see something like that and you're being honest and you're being forthcoming with them and you're saying, look, if there's something wrong with this, I'm gonna point it out. Period. You know, you should know that off the bat.
I'm kind of filtering before they send it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, go ahead.
4 or 5 retakes and editing and then posting. I mean, it's time consuming, and we all have lives and other stuff to do, like living our lives. So to invest the time to put up a video on a product, it's got to excite me, and it's got to be something worth doing. Otherwise, there's other products to find and review.
Oh yeah, and my take on this is that it is just important for us small fish to be out there as it is the big fish. You got to have both walks of life on it, because and that's not any knock against any of the big timers, but you got to have the small timers out there too.
Hey, when I first started vaping, I would watch the big folks, and then I would see who else is talking about this product I'm thinking of buying. And I would watch a good 5, 10, 15 videos. I didn't care if a guy had 26 views on a video. I'd check it out, and if it captured my interest and they seemed like they were legit and honest, then I'd listen. And I wanted a multitude of consensus, not just one person's opinion.
That's what I always recommend. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, because we've talked before. Anytime I get a product, because I do a lot of online purchasing, but I'll watch at least 20 reviews, from the big time down to a guy that's got one review or one view on his page. I'm going to watch them all, because if they all come in pretty much equal, I know where I stand. But if somebody is like way out there and then somebody's on the other side of the page, it's like, all right, what we got going on here now?
Now there is one reviewer that we couldn't live without, and I think y'all know who that is.
Phil Basardo.
Phil Basardo, like, is an absolute staple in this industry, and without him, there's a lot of products that I would never have touched. I wouldn't know enough about it to touch it, and I wouldn't know enough about it even if I was holding it in my hands. He really takes it to a whole nother level.
We
Well,
got
that's
two
like-
of them. We got one overseas too. He's on our channel right now.
Yeah. The other one bringing the real new shit to the team is DJ, man, with that Canthal temperature control, how he was getting the stainless steel coils to do temperature control. He's constantly exploding my brain over here that I have to like rewatch the video over again. Really? Is he saying that?
Thank you very much. And Phil uploaded the Disruptor review recently, and I uploaded my Disruptor review a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago with the same charts and the same tests. And I was kind of waiting for the Phil's review to know if my numbers were right, because I have an advanced multimeter. I checked the calibration on it 5 times with a scope, but I wasn't pretty sure, and I was really waiting for the Phil's review. And then I jumped right to the charts and I compared the values. Yeah. Oh, now I'm.
You made the bar. You passed the test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God some of you guys out there are smart and doing that stuff, because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But I appreciate that you've crunched numbers and making it safe for me.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, this thing sucks. It's got a fucked up button on it. Look at this. Bing, bing, bing. It don't work.
Hell yeah.
I mentioned in my IPv4 video, I was like, look, this thing works decently. If you want to know everything about it, please go watch Phil Basardo's video, because I don't know shit about it. I know it takes 2 big-ass batteries. You slap them in the back, and you set this and you set that. But if you want to know anything above that, go watch P. Basardo.
I have electronics formation, but it is kind of hard. It is kind of hard to jump right into the shark tank with charts and values and thinking we can be wrong. It's tough to get to jump.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm relieved.
Now,
Yeah,
DJ, how have you done a review on the IPv4?
No, I didn't got the IPv4. When I was getting the IPv4, I knew about the IPv3 LI, and I was kind of waiting on the IPv3 LI.
I did an IPv4 video. It's actually currently my most popular video. It has, I think, let me just double check so I don't say anything incorrectly here, but
the board is kind of the same of the IPv3 LI.
11,000 views already. That thing shot up when I came out with the review.
You know what my biggest review is? I know one person knows, and it's kind of weird. The damn Subtake Nano. I've got over 28,000 views on that.
Jeez, man.
Dang.
And the iStick 30 watt. People
And
want
my
to know.
iStick 30, yeah. And I was just getting started doing reviews. So I did an unboxing of it, and, you know, didn't really think much about it, but, man, that son of a bitch just started trucking along. And it's every week it gains about 1,000 views. So
My DNA 200 video should cross 3,000 today, and it's only been up a week.
Oh, Andrew, by the way, because I was looking last night, if you go on Google and just type in DNA 200, you are the only one that shows up with a picture for a video to go to.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
That helps. That helps a lot.
Yeah. They don't even show Mike Vapes with his Opus DNA. They show you.
Nice.
Sometimes the tags you place on the video, they are crucial.
Oh, I tag the dog shit out of it. I tag anytime
Me too.
Google gives me a suggestion to tag, I tag it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Every one of them have like health and like the DNA is tagged under genetics. Like all
Maybe a
kinds of shit.
geneticist in the lab somewhere that smokes, and he's like, oh, look.
Yeah.
He was doing research, and he came across you.
Yeah, they call this DNA. I've got to buy one of those.
My most watched video with around 45,000 views was the Atlantis coil rebuild.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, I think I've actually watched that video about 4 times. And guess what? I still can't rebuild an Atlantis coil.
Fortunately, other tanks came out. I didn't need to try and mess around with that. I rebuilt the Nautilus coils a bunch of times back last year, and that was, oh, thank God they invented other better shit. I guess since we're talking about videos, the rock star in my stable is I did a ranting Tourette syndrome rant on battery safety and box mods because I was being mocked and criticized by a couple of folks that I didn't want to confront and have like arguments in a vape shop because they were fucking wrong. So I was nice and gentle and diplomatic about it, but I went home and did a video like, you think you know what you're doing with vaping, but you really don't know what you're doing with vaping. And I don't know either, but at least I'm trying to learn. And man, I get a couple hundred views every day. That sucker's going up past 15,000 views, nice. What's funny is I'm just like, it's early on in my YouTube stuff, and I forgot the camera was there, and I'm just ranting, and I'm so, but that's me. That's like raw me, my personality, and I guess people like watching it. I get a lot of comments on it, so I guess I'm doing something right.
People love to see other people be real, you know, and I've been told by a few people, you know, you should just start swearing in all your videos. You should just like open with a swear and close with a swear, and you'll get way more views. And I'm too, you know, vaping moderation. I'm too moderate to do that kind of stuff. I feel like I have to be.
Everybody's got their style, and like Andrew's got his style. I mean, we all have got them. My comments is that, man, you're so laid back and just got that, you know, you ought to have your big sombrero on, just kick back, talking a little stuff, but everybody comments and says, hey, that's what I like about your videos in particular. You're just laid back, kind of, you know, showing us what's up. I'm not doing somersaults, doing backflips, you know, doing porn while I'm doing this stuff, you know. But whatever style works for you, that's what you should run with.
Because it shows the personality better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, the more I get into doing videos, I probably get a little bit more. I might throw in some stuff that I never would have done before because I was on edge doing videos. My first one I ever did, I'm sitting here in an empty house with a camera in front of me going, gosh, I'm sitting here talking to myself, and how is this going to play out? So, but now it's just like I'm talking to somebody else. It's no big deal anymore.
You know, I started about, I don't know, maybe a month ago. It's been several videos ago. I started teaching my son because they're out for school break, and I started teaching him how to kind of autofocus the camera and, you know, and stand back there and give me a count in, and I call him my little director. But I have him stand behind the camera the whole time I'm recording. That way I feel like I'm actually talking to somebody. Granted, it's a 9-year-old and I'm talking about vape shit with, but, you know, and he's looking at me like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Dad. You know, but it kind of gives me that mental, it crosses that mental block where it's like there's actually somebody over there that I'm talking to, and that's how you can definitely tell a difference between my first handful of videos and my last handful of videos, how they seem to flow a little bit better, stuff like that. I credit my son with that. He's my little stud.
That's cool.
I know my first one I put out when I got like about 4 views on it, I was like, holy shit, I'm going to the big top now, man. Look at this right here. 4 people actually watched this.
People are seeing me. I'm getting famous right now.
I was going to work bragging. Hey, I just put up a YouTube video. I got 4 people that watched me.
Yeah, I remember when I had like 20 subscribers, and I was like, there's 20 people who listen to what I say when I speak. It's not real.
Right, and we were talking about it the other day, well, a couple of weeks ago on the live show, and Brett's like, you know, I can't stand watching my own videos, and I'm like, dude, I'm egotistical as fuck. I guarantee you 9 of those views on all of my videos are me watching.
Hell yeah.
You know, I've watched every video I have at least a dozen times.
Oh. You don't want to do that too much. If you
Well,
got
I like hearing the sound of my own voice.
No, watch the videos, but do it in the edit mode, and so you're not giving it a view count, because Google doesn't like that if you're juicing your own view numbers.
Oh, okay.
There's a certain threshold. I don't know what it is. It's not that low. It's like a couple of hundred, but you don't want to be the one beefing up and what. And you even signed something. You in the terms you agreed that you're not going to click on your own ads if you monetize. But
it is 100 the limit.
100. Okay.
I gotta get out of here, guys. It's 11 o'clock over where I'm at, so I gotta get going. But it was good talking to y'all. Thank you for inviting me on the show. Daryl, I'm sorry I missed your show. I had a doctor's appointment with my son on Tuesday.
There will be more.
But I count me in. As long as I'm here, I'll be available to do it.
All right. Same time next week, brother.
I'll catch you then, guys.
Yep. See you, bud.
Bye.
Hey, I'm gonna have to get going here too. Well, it's noon here. Great show. Nice meeting you, Andrew, the heavy metal vapor. DJ, always good to see you. Is your name Donnie or Donald, or what do I call you?
Daniel.
Danny. Scott, always a pleasure. It's been wonderful hanging with you guys talking vape. See you soon.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
And then there were 3.
And then it was down to 3. Well, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Yeah, me and Daryl hooked up around 4th of July. Actually, I had bought this LI, and he had purchased one around the same time. I put my video up, and then, of course, I was just checking some others and ran into him. And we just got to conversing, and all of a sudden, now we're FaceTiming on the phone and starting stuff up. So we've been trying to work at this a little bit, but you definitely meet a lot of new people in this game.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And 90% of them are people you would actually hang out with outside of, like if all this vaping industry just went poof, and was gone.
I think we still are going to be friends.
Yeah, we would still have that common bond that, like, dude, you remember 10 years ago we had those videos that got like 4,000 views, man? That was dope as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think the same. Because even on offline hangouts, I can be talking with, for example, Brian from the Vapor Chronics, or any other guy, and just like I know him, and I just met him, and I can talk with him for hours, like I know him before. It's interesting. Yeah.
It definitely is. I think I've actually reached out to a few of those guys saying if they wanted to be on the show at some point in time, but kind of hit and miss. But I'm kind of like you, Andrew. I'm game for anything. I really wish I could have been on y'all's show the other night. Y'all really had a good time on that one.
Yeah, we try to have fun. I'm definitely gonna have more people on. I know I want to get Hank. I've already got him. I think we're gonna have. See, I'm having a problem nailing down a solid night to where because I can't commit to every Tuesday night. I can commit to any other night but Tuesday nights.
Gotcha.
Because of personal conflicts of schedule. But hopefully, we'll land on a set time and set schedule. But I mean, Wednesday night, for example, we had 30 people watching live, and 27 of them were in the chat room. So we had really good viewers and really good interaction with the people that were actually watching the show. So I felt like it was, it's growing. Every week we're getting more live views and more people in the chat, and then we're getting more views on the replay. So it's growing organically, and I'm not, I don't promote, even on Mark's show, on this show. I had no intention of talking about my show But if it's brought up, I'm not going to turn questions down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're all out to help one another on this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only kind of bad thing with my scheduling. With me working second shift, and I'm a Monday through Friday. Actually, I've been Monday through Saturday because we've been pretty ramped up lately. But it's gotten to the point, if I did a night show, Sunday night's the only night I can get in on anything anymore. That's why we pretty much have to do our time right now.
Yeah.
And I know it's good for Daniel for the time it is there. So
yeah.
Where are you at, Danny?
Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah.
Beautiful country.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a very nice show to me, being at 3 p.m. here in Portugal, because lately I'm not sleeping too much, getting invited in other shows, and I also do night shifts on my work. Normally, when my work is peaceful, I take my work to enter in those live shows, but being invited to so many live shows lately, I need to put my sleep in order. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because
5 hours difference, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, because the folks are hitting you at nighttime. That's really messing you up right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody hit me for a live chat at 3 in the morning. I tell them to get lost.
Oh, yeah. That's just about the time I'm going to bed, is about 3 o'clock in the morning, just because of my schedule. But like I said, this is perfect time for me. Other than what little bit of running I have to do from time to time, but I get it in when I can. And I think, well, Daryl's kind of he's his own businessman, so he sets his own hours. And Zach builds computers, and so he's kind of on his own schedule too. So,
yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you a quick funny story. I wish I'd have got everybody in on this one, but I guess just to give a quick background on me, I work in the medical industry. I work with implants for hip and knee, and we do it from raw material to end. So I work in a place that has tons and tons of CNC machines that were messing with tanks and all that crap. So, but on my breaks, I normally go outside to my truck, and so I'm out there doing my vaping. We got Vietnamese that work there. One was coming out, seen me in my truck, walked up, and said, "Man, what is that you got there?" I said, "What's an electronic cigarette?" He said, "That thing wasn't made in China, was it?" And it threw me off guard. I was like, "Why is that?" He said, "Piece of junk if it was made in China." And this is a Vietnamese guy telling me this, and I was like, "Oh, shit." It's like they ain't even caring for their own shit over there.
I don't understand it. You know, people say Chinese-made products are garbage and this, that, and the other. But the Philippines turns out some of the most beautiful vaping products on the market. MCV, if you've ever held an authentic MCV product in your hand, it's like nothing else on earth.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like absolutely beautiful.
Well, you know, I get decent stuff from China. I mean, a lot of my tanks, that's where they're coming from. This particular box, this LI, I haven't had a bit of problem out of yet. It's been running its ass off. But, you know, I know there are certain things that do come out of there that, you know, not up to standard, but
yeah.
at least not our standards. But I tell you what, you were also stating that being a fanboy of something. If I'm a fanboy of one thing, if you watch any of my videos, you're probably going to, even when I do reviews of tanks, I'm hitting on this other tank. So I got the Crown tank, which is awesome, but the Freemax Star, that is a badass tank right there. I mean, and I can't tell you, if you've never hit on one of these, or I don't even know where to go into it, that is a badass tank right there.
The Star is the same as the Magnus?
Yeah, I was just fixated. That's the exact same tank as the Magnus.
For the exception of the Freemax is kind of an updated version of the Magnus. Yep, they made one little change in the way you could fill the juice in at the bottom. They made the openings a little bit bigger. So that was kind of like
I think I have the second version of the Magnus.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, that is an awesome tank right there. Something about it. It just never had any problems out of it.
Yeah.
I prefer, out of all the ones that I've tried, and well, I'm kind of going to give away my my next video, but I've got a my next video concept I'm working on right now is a sub-ohm tank off, and I'm going to take the Atlantis 1, the Atlantis 2, sub tank, Mini, the Heracles, the Arctic, and what's that other fucking tank I have? One of the other sub-ohm Cleros that I have. And I'm going to put them side by side, put the same liquid in all of them, brand new coils in all of them, and I'm going to vape them and talk about the not necessarily the pros and cons. It's not going to be a review on each one. It's going to be more of a I'm going to break it down into categories: airflow, flavor, vapor, and talk about the differences between, maybe rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't have the exact concept going right now, but because I'm a sub tank fanboy, but there's not enough airflow. Yeah. Now the new sub tanks that are out have double the airflow at the bottom, but it doesn't matter how. I mean, you could just run this wide open on all 4 sides of it.
The coil is still restrictive.
Exactly. Yes. If you can't open that coil up, and the Heracles to me has plenty of airflow. I mean, I find myself turning it down a lot of the times. So the Arctic, I had one for about 15 minutes, and then I traded it for something else because
I've heard that through so many people too. That is the one tank I never bought, and I've got damn near every sub tank out there. I heard so many bad stories about it. I just kind of said, no, I'm not even going to waste the money on that one.
Yeah. Oh, the VTC Pro. VTC Pro is the other one I'm gonna throw in there.
Yeah.
The smoke tank.
Yeah. The tank I love the most is the Limo 2 for testing. I have two Limo 2s. One always on nickel and the other always on Cantal, just for testing, because it's the tank I love the most. And now I'm thinking I have to have a third one. For Cantal and stainless steel.
Look behind his ass. Look behind him. He's got about 1 million damn tanks stacked up back there.
Oh yeah.
and I still love the Limo. Yeah. But I love the UL Crown also. It's just the Limo I can rebuild for my own testing. But I'm getting the Crown RBA section. It came today, but I was sleeping.
There it is, right there, kid.
Oh, okay.
I haven't built it yet, but it's there. Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew, I'm kind of like you. I really wasn't going to reveal it, but it doesn't make a damn. It's happening regardless. My biggest questions I get hit from folks: what tank should I get? What tank should I get? And I try to answer people, but you're asking me. And what I might steer you to, you might not like, but I do like. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is try to get it's not going to be some sub-ohm shootout. It's going to be, if you're this style of person, you probably ought to go this direction. If you're this style, you might like this. This is the coils. This is the packages they offer on it, and just try to give that all around one big video. So when people kind of hit me up with questions, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to refer you to my video, watch it, and see, it should give you a good explanation of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though the Crown tank is rocking its ass off, though, I put a different tip on, but man, that one's almost beating the Freemax out right now.
I'm always using my loved drip tips. They are always Del Ring drip tips.
Oh yeah. You still liking that Triton?
Not so much.
Really?
Now I'm having leaking from the windows, from the window holes. I don't know if it is the ceiling inside. When I hook up in the morning, I always have leaking in the
Hey,
window.
you know what? I guarantee it is, because this OBS tank, it does the same damn thing. The glass is not broke anywhere, but it you can feel where it leaks at times from it.
So it can be bad sealing inside. Man.
And the bad thing is, if that glass breaks, you can't replace it. You got to buy another tank.
Yeah. No, the Aspire sells the other different tanks. They also have a honeycomb one with a different pattern, but it isn't cheap at all.
No. Well, hell, that new damn smoke tank is like $50. That's the cheapest I've seen it. But I was watching. Well, I know Mark did one, but Mike Vapes just put one up too. And good God, I was looking at the coils on that thing. The coils itself look like it's the size of a tank in its own. Big, massive coils on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the size of those damn
the quad coil.
Yeah, those quad coils. My God, those things are huge.
Yep.
I don't see. I don't really, in all honesty, I don't see the need for it. I don't think you're going to get enough airflow from that small of a bottom piece to where it's going to be able to accommodate 4 coils all at the same time.
No. And then on top of it, for what it is doing, they say the juice is, just getting sucked right out of it. So it just sounds like a money pit.
Yeah.
Now maybe if they were all nickel and you could run them, run them bone dry without dry hits and shit like that, then maybe there might be something to it. But as far as it sits right now with just straight Kanthal wire in there, there's no way you're going to be able to vape that juice dry without burning the shit out of yourself.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
But building a triple or a quadruple coil on nickel for a temperature control device, it's a tough coil to handle. If it is a DNA 200, maybe it is better to handle a triple or a quadruple nickel coil, or for example the Asolo. But for a DNA 40 or other lower end temperature control mods, triple and quadruple nickel coils can be kind of tough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Andrew,
I gotta run and grab a bottle of juice. Hold that thought.
Okay. Hey, Daniel, have you had a chance yet to mess with your Sigeli 75? I know it's probably come in by now.
Yeah, I received yesterday, and it got some issues on the battery contacts, and I had to send it back.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was trying to push the battery in, and I damaged one battery, and
oh shit!
And I decided to send it back. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I got mine in last Saturday. Messed around with it Saturday, and by Sunday night, I came in the house. Now nothing going on with it. I walk in the house, and my damn button started rattling on it. And it didn't do it at first, and I didn't drop it, didn't bang it on anything. Yeah. And now, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a little bit of rattling going on. And it's the up and down buttons on it. So, other than that, it's been pretty nice, even though battery life's not the best in the world, but it's no other issues than that.
I saw some things in the past that had the same problem. For example, the Gecko Vapor Shark RDNA. It had this device didn't have any rattle in the beginning, but then it started to rattle because when it was new, they prevented the rattle with the tape on the buttons, and then the tape gone away, and now it has rattle. So it can be the case. So preventing the rattle in the first couple of days, and then
yeah, that's like, well, oh well.
Yeah.
Oh, what I was going to ask you, Andrew, is since you've got the 200, have you had a chance to plug it into the computer and play around with the settings and stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've got actually, I've got it right here. Let me throw this. Yeah, the main thing that entices me so much is I kind of nerd out on this stuff, but like you have different settings, you know, profile settings that you can go in and manually name.
Gotcha.
And you got 8 different profile settings. Then you can also customize your screen. So whereas if you normally take an atomizer off and you hit the button, it's going to say check Addy or check atomizer or whatever, but you can upload custom screens. So
that's a good one right there.
I've got my AR-15 on there, kind of simulating, you know, shoot yourself because you're a dumbass. But you can actually, it's really nice because you can really hone in what kind of vape you want in the settings itself. You can go in there and say, okay, well, at 45 watts on a point, you know, what is this, a 0.15 ohm coil on the sub tank, I want it to run at this temperature, and I can have that profile set in there. And if it's not giving me that punch that I want, I can go in there and I can add a preheat stage to it and tell the device how long I want it to take for that preheat to kick in. So if I put it at, like, say, I have it right now at 200 watts at 0.1 second. So it hits that peak, and you can plug it up and watch the real-time analytics on there, and you can watch it hit that 200 watt peak and then fall back off and round itself out into your 45. And it's only a tenth of a second, so it happens really fast, but it gets those coils where they're charged and ready to go. So your vape is consistent from start to stop.
That's nice. I like that.
I'm
really getting jealous right now.
Spencer.
I'm not so jealous because I have a lot of many things going on, and I think if I got the DNA 200 today, I will forget the other things I have here to test and review. So yeah. I'm not too worried about yet.
everything kind of halted when I finally got it. You know, I got it in my hands, and I was sitting there kind of looking at it, and the next thing I know, my wife's walking in the door from work, and I'm like, Jesus, is it really 5 o'clock? You know, I've been sitting here since 9 watching these fucking lines go up and down and up and down and up and down. I think through 6 tanks of juice and, you know, all kinds of stuff. It's just, it's unreal how much stuff. I'm going to hook this up and actually screen share and give you kind of a look at it. I need something nickel on there.
Yeah, I was trying to think myself that after getting a device like that, what else in the market could they put out there to top that?
Nothing. Yeah. Nothing.
I'm already with in the same feeling on the Solo. So the DNA 200 for me, man.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, it's like, where does the next step come from? You know, who's going to be the one to take that next step? And it might not necessarily be more wattage, because in this case, you can't run this at 200 watts.
No.
I mean, I've hit it 4 or 5 times, and the Snow Wolf at 200 watts is baby steps in comparison to the 200 watts on this. Now, granted, if you're actually hitting it at 200 watts consistently, you're going to get about 45 minutes out of your battery.
Okay.
because it drains so quick. But it's true wattage. It's not, you know, there is no pulse width modulation. It is straight power from beginning to end.
And that's what you get on the Snow Wolf after 150.
Exactly. It starts pulse width.
Yep.
But here, let's see. Power set, temp set, current, voltage, live ohms.
And that was the biggest thing I was thinking of too, is that you can't go any higher with the wattage, because then you're just your body physically is not going to be able to handle that. So it's like, other than adding a few little knick-knack gadgets, kind of like that new XQ of having Bluetooth and shit like that, and how often you're going to use all that, you know, I don't know what more you can do.
The thing is, I put my Doge version 2 with some big dual fused Claptons, clocking in at about 0.15. I put them on there, re-wicked them, coated them with juice, and just held the button down, and it melted my insulator at 200 watts. It wasn't instant. I took 2 or 3 hits off of it, and I sat it down, and I picked it up the second time, and it kept saying check atomizer, check atomizer. I said, what the hell's going on here? So I pulled the addy off, and I looked, and there's just like insulator dripping out of the bottom of that Doge. Oh, God damn. Let me see if I can screen share this right quick. So right here you've got your baseline. Anything you hook up that you want to be your baseline over here on the left-hand side in this column, you can click any one of these and you can say, okay, I want to see what the charge rate is, or you know how my pack is reacting, how each one of my cells is reacting to being drained, and you want to know what your actual power going to it is, what your temperature set at, what your temperature is reading, and the standard deviation on the temperature is like 1/10 of a degree. So there's very little difference between what you have it set at and what it actually reads out. Then you can go over here and it'll auto puff for you. So let's say a 5-second puff. Oh, yes, that is a new coil.
Oh shit,
man!
And it's auto puffing. I mean, my hands are in the air. I'm not touching the mod.
That's
and then when it's done, you can look at these analytics and you can say, okay, my temperature was set at 540 degrees, and it got to 540 degrees. Well, it actually went up to 488. And how did my live ohms react? So you go down here to your purple line, and it went from a 0.16 to 0.37.
That's
and
awesome.
You go in here, you tap it again, it'll give you another puff count, and your temperature is at 540, and it maxed out at 535.21. Oh, it only puffed for 1 second.
Yeah, there's nothing that can outdo this. I don't see anything.
I don't see how it's going to. And you can go in. You can go one further than that, and each one of your profiles can be custom set to where, like my sub tank with a nickel coil that I have in here, you can set a custom screen for it. You know, so if I wanted to do that, I could drag in my AR-15 and it would show the AR-15 with the sub-tank nickel behind it. You can go in here and set your power. So I wanted at 45.0 watts. I wanted at 500. Let's do 520 just for the sake of. I can go ahead and lock my ohms in, and it should lock them lower than that, but whatever for the sake of this. It's a nickel coil. You can put Canthol. You can put nickel, titanium. As of right now, you want your preheat.
Temperature control?
No, it's just nickel and titanium.
Okay, just standard. Yeah.
But you want your preheat power to be 200 watts. Then how hard do you want it to hit, and for how long do you want that 200 watts to be sustained? So I'm gonna keep it set at 100 watts. I want it with a pretty powerful punch for 5 seconds. So then I go up here. Nope. Oh, god damn it! I just lost all of that. Now I'm gonna reconnect.
The other thing on the software is it is only Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. As of right now, the in the forum they were having a discussion about when they were going to have it ready for Apple products and Macs and all that kind of shit. So I'm going to reset all of this.
I only have Macs.
Yeah. I'm going to upload these settings to the device itself. Then we'll go back into device monitor mode, and you can see how your you can actually see how it's reacting to your new settings. So your cold ohms, live ohms, power set, temperature set. All right, and we'll puff it for 5 seconds. Why are you not puffing for 5 seconds, motherfucker? What is it saying? Oh, god damn it. I'm over here hitting buttons for no reason. So take nickel. Why are you telling me to check my fucking atomizer?
She's flatlined.
Yeah. Well, something has gone awry here. I shall figure this out. I did have that problem. When I took the Doge and I put it on here and I actually melted that insulator, I think it heated the board to the point where it melted solder and I lost solid connection. Yes. Okay. So let's try this in non-nickel mode. Yes, this is my fucking device. Please. But you don't. The only bad thing about the non-nickel mode is, or titanium, is you don't get all of the specs. But you can actually just watch it, see what current you're pulling, what your voltage is, how all three of your cells are being affected at the time you hit the button. So it gives you a decent little a decent readout. And I mean, you can see the power set, I've got it running at 43.90 and it runs up to 43.85 actual wattage. So I mean, it's less than half of the standard deviation. And you can see up here all of your batteries are pulling exactly the same. All three of your cells are pulling exactly the same from each one.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It shows you your real-time voltage drop. So you're starting off with what, 12.33, and at your lowest point you're hitting 12.12. So there's literally zero voltage drop out of it, which is ridiculous. But it also tells you down here on the bottom parts of it, it also tells you, what your last puff was pulling, what the average was, what the standard deviation between your high and low is, what the total was. I mean, there's so much stuff in here that I don't even understand how to read. That if I did, I would nerd out even more on it. Somebody like Danny, man, I'm telling you, get all of your fucking reviews out of the way before you get a hold of one, because
I'm doing that.
Time will stop. Time will stop. For somebody like you who has all the proper equipment and the proper knowledge of things like that, it's going to be hard for you to pull yourself away from it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm already saying. I already said no to 3 companies, 3 smaller companies, on sending me products just to review everything I have in here and get ready for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get it out the way.
Yeah,
Well, hey,
because- because I still have other companies that don't ask me. They just send stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hey, I've got to start getting my day ready because I'm gonna have to roll here after a bit.
Yeah.
But man, this has been great. Andrew, thanks for coming on. Daniel, thanks as always. Y'all hit
Thank
me
you
up.
for having me.
You're always welcome on this show. And Andrew, if you got something going, brother, and you want to hit me up, like I said, I can always do Sundays if you got something rolling. Just kind of hard on the other time, but
Okay.
just let me know whenever. And like I said, I'll be definitely hitting you with some invites again. Love to have you back on.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I enjoy the hangouts, and for the most part, right now, my days are free. So
Cool deal.
I'll
Well, guys, y'all have a great day.
Just invite me.
Oh, definitely. You know we're gonna hit you up, Daniel. Well, y'all have a good day, man, and I'll be shouting at y'all soon.
Yes, sir. We'll do.
All right, y'all take care.
Yes, sir.
Okay.